We are in the green. Welcome back, everybody, to chapter. Yeah, go on, Greg. Do your thing.
And like I was saying earlier today, I met this little kid called Satan. That's completely unironic, by the way. I actually do mean that. I met a little kid that's unironically called Satan.
Is it like the traditional Satan, or Satan, or Shaitan?
No, Satan.
Straight up Satan.
Oh, straight up
boy
Satan.
or girl?
It was a boy.
Oh, no way. Oh, that's the point. Yeah, the black metal scene in Norway is about that old now, isn't it?
Yep.
Anyway, thank you for joining us once again for Chapter 7 of Rising Sun, the Spooky Space. Last time, the crew engaged in role-playing, because this is a role-playing game, and things went quite well.
It is alleged.
Yeah. Let's see, what actually happened? Would one of you like to recount it? 'Cause I've got a fuzzy memory on it, because it all kind of blended together.
I remember what happened with Johanna.
Yeah.
She was my character. Johanna was kind of depressed and a bit unstable after the attempted possession.
Yep.
And she decided to try and find some rest and relaxation first with the captain of the ship.
Yes.
And then she tried to find her cult leader for some guidance.
Yes, and she did successfully find her old cult leader on the ship. Which
now
is where
she's
we
a
left
bit.
off
Now
last
she's just.
let's see who else. I believe Bill did some stuff. I'm not sure what though. I think he set a trap.
Engaging in. Yeah, I set a trap for. I set a nurgling noose up.
Oof.
No.
So in theory, despite how badly I rolled well in my survival to set the trap, but badly on pretty much everything else. So it took me the whole day to set the traps. But I should probably.
We've just started. It's all good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Old man wakes up, finds everything changed, goes back to bed.
I know. Too close to home.
In the chat, which you can't see, we can have the nice example of why Nullus is not a tech marine.
Yeah.
If I tied a metal pocket knife to my arm with a zip tie, would I be grounded?
Be that as it may.
Metal cable to hand or wrist. Metal cable goes from wrist to metal section of table. That's grounding.
Okay, let's see who else. Pastafari.
Put it into the main.
Pastafari tried to make some light grenades.
And failed horribly.
Yep. However, Winter was kind enough to basically take care of them for you, and he said come back later on, and he should have them ready.
Hey. Yeah, but hey, bright side, I scared the shit out of someone. Thanks for the assist, Joanna.
No problem.
Let's see. Then Skog, Ursula tried to charm Jane into hopefully following you guys eventually, and well, it didn't quite go according to plan.
She's a bitch.
But you then met Gage the Quartermaster, and that was a very fun time by all, I think. So that was somewhat productive, and loot boxes were brought into the game, so God help us all.
Your thrones he steals. The squat on wheel.
I have just finished giving him talents and stuff, and yeah, he'll be pretty fun if he ever gets in a fight.
I like that Nullus is now a short Mexican man.
Okay, let me show the chat this. Ritualist has joined us and has very kindly given us this art just to start things off. Oof.
It's
Bunks have never been that organised.
Okay.
I guarantee you someone will have dragged one of these bunk beds out into the fucking corridor and just slept there like a fucking degenerate.
Okay, I'm gonna
Just only the top bunk though. Just leave the
Hey.
ladder up there.
Hey, I've learned. I used a private room last time.
Degenerate. I also like that all these beds are proportioned for like a large cat or dog to sleep on, but not a human.
Okay. It was last time, it was towards the end of day 2, so what I'm going to say is you go to sleep, and it is the beginning of day 3. You will wake up and have breakfast in the mess hall. So now, what would you like to do today?
Recaf. Drink.
Oh yeah, Bill, in one of the loot boxes from Quartermaster Gage, found a load of high, what was it, Providence rations or something like that, food?
Yeah, literally the highest tier rations that exist.
And some
Like they might have
decent
made the
coffee,
acts of
so
loot.
we'll recap. So you can tuck into all that if you want.
We did good. That's complete lies, but we'll continue to live the lie.
I feel like we should save it for a special occasion, but I'm not going to complain.
I
We
think we got
did
quite
better.
a lot of them.
We did better than expected. That's good enough for me.
Also,
Let me double check that, actually. I want to make sure I'm not passing away what little good food we have.
we have 10, which I think is enough for everybody, survival suits, which from what I can tell are basically like a morph suit crossed with a wetsuit.
It's a stalker suit.
Get up to be a
Yeah.
stalker.
So I think you can just wear it underneath other clothes or armor, and it provides you a plus 20 to environmental test bonuses.
Oh, so now
So say
Johanna
cold,
has a
heat,
so now
ease.
Johanna has a skin tight suit. Nice.
Okay, we have 24 servings of high provender, which is above the things like Stormtrooper Carapace armor, and 24 demo charges.
You may want to keep track of that, Skog, to see how much you've eaten, basically, of the high Providence
Look
rations.
up what provender actually does.
I don't think it does anything. I
General.
think it's just literally fancy food that you eat.
No, it might be worth something on another world.
Oh yeah, it'll have a value, definitely.
Okay, diamond delicacies are real. Okay, it includes things like real unprocessed meat from strange beasts, fruits from death worlds, exotic grains from private hydroponic gardens. It's literally Okay, this stuff is literally designed for like nobles.
Yes.
How the fuck do we get this?
I mean,
Loot boxes.
Good bucks.
to be fair, this
I
was
have
an
forgot.
Imperial
24
light
servings.
cruiser.
Or 20
Comrades.
20 or 24 servings, was it?
You never know where a noble can die.
It is 24 servings of stuff. So enough for
Oh
24
yeah,
people for a
ritualist.
meal.
Ritualist. Well, I don't know if you were. I don't think you were here for this, but we have loot boxes now.
I
Yes.
heard.
For those of you who want to get something from the Courtmaster but can't decide what. I'm
Could
actually
try
looking
a
up what
look
the
at loot
Preventer
box.
does.
How many people are taking survival suits?
I'll
Yes.
have one.
I'm 100% taking one, they're great.
I will say
it's free.
I'm not sure an Astartes can probably wear one because
We might be able to modify.
they don't
several,
need
but I think
one
that would
exactly
break them.
as well because
Yeah,
their
you've got
armor.
power armor.
Yeah. Also,
If you're
Space
not
Marines
wearing
have
your
a
power armor
bunch
for
of-
some reason, then
What are you doing with your life?
chances are.
Oh no, okay.
What?
Okay, we've already got the arm. I don't even know what to say to this one. It speaks for itself.
It's not what I was expecting, but it's
It works.
good.
Yeah,
It works very well.
it works really
Probably
well.
find a picture of the character that it is based off of.
Okay, I found High Provender. It's in the It's in the drugs and consumable sections of Rogue Trader.
Oh.
Oh,
Yeah. High Provender is. Let's put it this way, it's in the same sec. Okay, very rare.
Not bad.
We have 24 units of this.
Would you like an anal assault pack for a night?
Oh boy. Can you
Supposed to
smoke
recap, which is a
this? There probably is some cigars in there just for good measure.
Yes, it's for after dinner. Thank you very much. It's part of the all-inclusive meal pack.
Nice.
Comes in a little foil tin.
I like to think that it comes attached to like the cup of coffee with booze in. You pull a tab, it heats the coffee and lights the cigar. Fun fact: my old DM was at university with the guy who invented those chemical heaters in the bottom of coffee cups.
We know. Apparently they're good for people fit to get out to homeless people.
Yes.
Because you don't need anything. You just poke it with a stick.
So
We've
gathered.
wasted 10 minutes nearly so far.
So we are gathered in the in like the meeting hub.
Yeah, you're in the mess hall basically as usual, having your breakfast. You basically all get the best table in the fucking room now. Like, you can literally just sit where Cyrus would occasionally sit if he was having, had to address everyone in meals and stuff.
There's still booze bottles everywhere though.
Oh yeah.
There's also There's also a crate of 100 cans of Red Bull on the fucking table.
I mean, hey, which one of us
gives
does?
you wings.
It
Which
might
one of our
literally give you
characters
wings if
doesn't?
it's Chaos Red Bull.
What character here doesn't drink alcohol for breakfast?
So we've got some. So we got some. So we got some Shaneshi style boomer juice mixed in with our cornflakes.
I know someone who did that one.
Yes. I know someone who did that too.
I really hope it was instead of milk, not in addition.
Yeah, it was instead of.
Oh,
Not complete. I've seen people who've had White Russians instead of milk in their cereal.
Have you ever tried to have some Russian water with your cereal?
Oh, you said they've had a drink. Vodka. I've known people to do that with vodka too. But anyway.
Anyway.
The day is yours to do with as you wish.
I should probably go and see the vet.
Yes.
I'm going
to try and bury the hatchet. I'm going to rack Johanna up a line of recaf powder.
Oh, damn!
I'm gonna use- I'm-
Do you mean literally or figuratively?
I'm going to say literally, just in case that term figuratively gets used to mean something other than just making amends.
Oh.
I get wary about using the term burying anything around Johanna, just in case.
Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. Say no more. Say no more.
Yeah, recap's way easier to snort when it's cut around the place with a fucking power knife.
Well, she'll be very
Cuts give
good.
catnip.
She still has some catnip left. She's gonna mix it in. However, she's still a little sad because she doesn't have any more Obscura left, so she can't be high 24/7.
That dank weed's all run out.
I like to think that the reason Gage got all these loot boxes is he's literally just teleporting items off of planets.
Put it this way, when they did occasionally go to ports and stuff, Gage did do a little bit of business in the various renegade worlds they visited for supplies, so he's probably...
Wow, that's a great haul, gang.
Pretty much. Good job, Gage.
10%.
Okay. So, Skog, you would like to go down to see Mr. Winter.
Yep, and then once I've done that, try and do something productive, like survey the damage.
We shall transition you there, and we'll come to everyone else once your thing's done, unless everyone else wants to hop down as well, of course.
I want to hop down. Well,
Pretty
Sid wants
sure.
to hop down, I mean.
Most people were still injured.
I don't have any.
I
thermal
think
paste.
it's just you, Skog, that's injured. I could be wrong.
Unless,
so to try
unless okay, Nullis, unless you have more thermal paste, yeah, that looks fine. Oh, it's sorry. Computer gore is being
Okay,
shown.
we've once again more Gomer ritualist art. I shall share this for the stream. Loot boxes. Okay.
Oh god.
Get me paste.
Right. And Ziv, you wanted to come as well, didn't you?
He asked you if you wanted to come with.
Yeah, I'm coming with down to see Winter.
Okay. You walk into the med bay. It's pretty much the same as it was yesterday. They're still performing various experiments, shall we say. Zal Winter's still looking over his work. You walk in, and he turns around to you and says, "Ah, greetings, my friends. What can I do for you today?"
Is he talking to me or?
He addresses both of you collectively.
Okay.
Collectivists.
Dislikes the collectivists.
Civil and source let
Chaos
first.
commune. Oof.
I thought I would come to make sure that my wounds are still healing properly.
Yes.
It seemed like a good idea.
Yeah. Over here for it.
Check in on the lady over there, I suppose.
Indeed, I will tend to you first. And I will tell you about the floor line, yes. Okay. How many wounds do you have at the moment, Skog? Oh, you're lightly wounded
I
now.
have approximately 6 owies out of a total of 17 possible owies.
So you have 17 total wounds, but you have 6 currently?
I have 11 hit points out of 17.
Okay, you're heavily No, I think you're lightly wounded in that case. Twice toughness bonus.
Yep.
Okay. Let me just find the charts. What did you want to do, Ziv, by the way?
Civ wanted more or less just to check up on the grenades if there's anything, and more or less just check on the person who you might have traumatized a bit.
Oh, yeah. No worries, I'll update you on that very soon once I... Hold on, let me just do a test, whatever.
Oh, damn.
Where is he? Okay.
Such is life in the zone.
Skog, he heals you for another 4 wounds.
Yay. Can I contribute towards that Medicaid test in any way?
You can try, yes. Make a test. You heal another 2 wounds, Skog, thanks to your own Medicaid knowledge. Patch yourself up.
Unmodified, so...
Yeah, I was going to give you a plus modifier as well, so...
Yeah.
So that's 6 wounds in total. I think that brings you almost to full.
Cool.
Okay. And Ziv, you wish to speak to Mr. Winter, didn't you, as well?
Yes. Check on the situation, more or less.
Before he talks to you, he just turns to you, Rossi, goes, "Very good, Fräulein. I think now the rest of your wounds should heal naturally, so I am discharging you from my care for now." All good? Yeah?
Mm-hmm. Dankeschön.
You are picking up some of my dialect, yes. Anyway, he turns to you, Ziv, and is like, yes, Herr. You want an update on those grenades, yeah?
Yes, and more or less just to apologize for the mess.
Very
Sorry
good.
about that.
No worries. Come with me. Well, Herr, it's only been about a day. They haven't quite fully decomposed yet, but I would say another day or two and they should be ready.
That's good. I
Yes.
can wait, of course.
Now remember, bring me those explosive components and we can finish this up once they're ready.
Yes.
Very good.
I shall see to that.
Excellent.
Before I...
Yeah?
sorry.
No? Sorry.
Save just says, and before I go, how is the condition on the one who's indisposed? Potentially mental.
Ah, yes.
The one I shouted at.
Oh, yes. Let's go here and we'll check on her. Before I move on, I'm just going to share some more ritualist art.
Oh.
Only the finest medical care aboard a Kale ship. Oof.
Breathe in tight now.
Okay. You come over to where Jane is, and she's awake. She's woken up from this morning's. She's a little bit calmer from when you last saw her, but she's still somewhat shaken up. And Winter basically turns to you, Skog, and goes, the Forein's condition has not worsened particularly. She's still healing up nicely, but I'm not so sure about her mentally. She seems a little distraught and stressed out. Maybe confused. I haven't tampered with her too much, as you requested, so I can't do any much psychic evaluation unless you wish it, of course.
Sif takes his leave, says, thank you, Mr. Winter. I shall then be taking my leave. And he more or less just wanders off.
Cool. Of course, Hal. Good day.
Wait, that might be the wrong way.
No, that was the right way.
Okay.
There's basically doorways at both ends, so you can exit however you want.
Yeah, and Sif is more or less out.
Yep, I
the
will
moment.
eat the token. Boof. Okay, Skog. Is there anything specifically you wish to do in regards to Jane?
Whoa!
Okay.
No.
I'm going to attempt to talk to her again and go, are you feeling more communicative today?
All right, Mutant. What do you want?
Well, I'd like to not have to kill you or like lobotomize you, but I don't want to
Lobotomize
force you to help us against your will. I want it to be your choice. We don't have any ill will towards you particularly, but if you're gonna keep being difficult, then things might happen that I will not be involved in, and you won't be involved in for too long, probably.
Sorry, let me just check something.
Just trying to tell it like it is, you know. We thought we'd try and take as many people alive as we could, you know. Killing people isn't all it's cracked up to be, you know.
How can you say you would do
does
us?
not make it better.
I remind you, this is what a charm check looks like with 4 degrees of success. This is rather this bodes poorly.
She's calmed down somewhat by your approach because she was expecting it to be all nasty again, like Johan and Ziv kind of were yesterday. But she's not quite fully calmed down, and she kind of turns and says to you, "How can you say you don't mean there's any harm? Your fleet was going to destroy Argus 3 and pillage it."
Was it?
Yeah. That's why the Imperial Navy
I
was
really
there,
need to pay more
remember?
attention during things. I mean, you know, you're a soldier. We're technically soldiers. You know, we just thought you'd appreciate the opportunity to not be summarily executed and thrown out of an airlock, not necessarily in that order. As I'm led to believe that's what the current system is. For example, the crewman who shot our own captain had a rather less pleasant fate than you are currently having.
Okay. She just looks kind of very confused and kind of conflicted at the moment, and she says, "Yep, no worries, Nullis, no worries. Appreciate you being here." She kind of just says, "Well, what is my alternative here? Why have you even kept me alive in the first place?"
Well, you seemed like a competent, you know, soldier. We could always use more people like you in the sort of nondescript, un-imperial aligned unit that we are. You know, we're not like demon worshippers or something. We're just not, for the most part, a fan of the Imperium just going arbitrarily that certain people must be killed.
I did
We
notice
like to have reasons for that.
You weren't quite what I was expecting from foul heretics, but
I mean, we've got some of those on board, but no.
Okay. She just looks even more confused now at the nuances, shall we say, of the situation here at play.
Nuance famously being a word you can get executed for knowing in this universe.
Yeah, pretty much. She's very strangely weirded out by this.
He's having a nuanced opinion. Get it?
But
I mean, you know,
yeah, go on. Sorry.
if you want to join us willingly, we'll be more than happy to get you back on your feet and back doing what you enjoy doing within reason. And you know,
What kind of role would I
more
play?
people for our cause of just, you know, the Imperium's a bit shit. Let's do something different without necessarily just, you know, sacrificing children to the dark gods.
Huh.
Looks around the room.
Well, I'm very surprised by your Magos, for example. He looks horrific, but I wasn't expecting him to have such care for his patients.
Yeah, he's a professional. Most of us are to some degree.
I
To
suppose.
something. Could I ask what you specialize in, other than your well, you know, shooting chaos scum?
I'm an armsman of the Imperial Navy. My job was to defend the ship and also attack enemy vessels and provide security.
So sort of general purpose soldier. That's surprisingly few of those around.
Yes, I did notice that some of your followers don't have much combat experience. She kind of just gives a sort of like shifty look to the cultists by the door and just very disapproving of them.
I smile and look at the doctor, saying, "Oh, she thinks I have followers."
And she kind of turns to you and goes, "Yes, see
You
that man
do.
there? Horrible combat stance. He's not even sitting up straight, he's just slouching by that door. Me and my crew could have taken him out in like 2 seconds flat."
Oh, I'm sure you could. That's why we've recruited several of your number who were more willing to be alive and doing something than, you know, being dead.
You had other prisoners from my ship?
They didn't have quite such a well. How do I best phrase this? They weren't quite so willing to fight to the death as you, but they were rather more outnumbered, shall we say? So no, there's a few of them around. They're you they're not really in the med bay, as say, they were more willing to surrender than go out as you nearly did. Is admirable on your part.
If you were to take me on, what duties would I be expected to perform?
That's a good question. Well, at the moment, most of us are assisting the Magos and the other tech staff with repairing some of the damage done to our ship in the little space battle we were involved in that sadly you were left behind. The only potential action that might be unpalatable to you is if we find any of your former crewmates still aboard our ship, in which case, if you're wanting to do that, you could help us negotiate them down rather than us having to kill them or them killing us potentially. But
I suppose that's somewhat agreeable.
oh, I'm told that Korn does like his blood for the blood.
Korn.
You don't have to give it to him all the time.
Please do not mention the names of the ruinous powers in my presence, please.
I'm sure we can find a way around this at some point. But yes, if you want to help us as a negotiator in the meantime, that will be all we require for now. But any help you're willing to give us, I'm sure it will be repaid in some fashion. Possibly at a later date, considering our current resources, but you will not go unrewarded.
Very well. What is your name?
I am Ursula.
All right, Ursula.
I am told by your identification that you are called Jane.
Indeed. That's all you need to know for now. She's kind of just looks almost a little defeated and sad, but then kind of sort of regains her composure and kind of sets to a new purpose, shall we say now. And she's like, all right, Ursula, I presume you won't expect me to bear arms at this stage.
Oh, no. Let's say, in your own time. Say, the wounds you took were rather grievous.
May I at least be permitted a knife?
I'm sure we can find you whatever equipment you so desire. Just with the the warning as is to everyone else. Starting us and we'll kill you.
Yes, I imagine that would be the case. Alright. Please unchain me.
They're still scrubbing Eldar off the deck of the captain's room.
Oof. Okay, I've just got more ritual stars. This has been happening.
Or it could also be just a plastic straw. It's not entirely sure which.
Either way, it's banned in California.
Yep.
But as established last session, we do know where her eye is. Somewhere on Ella's shoulder.
Hey, Dom.
Hey, Dom.
Are we streaming?
Yep.
Hey, Dom.
Yes.
Fuck.
There's you
just-
wanting to deal drugs.
No. No, I was just watching the third season of Attack on Titan. It's good.
Sit your ass down, crack open one of the regimental boomer juices, and take in,
Come on, man.
take in the local colour.
I'm going to ask if she wants to accompany me to the galley.
More like taking the local colors.
I think she still has some time. Needs to spend some time in the med bay, don't she?
We can
She's
wheel her out.
basically, Zyler is like, Fräulein, do you want me to disengage her restraints?
I think they should be required for now.
No, as in the restraints on the bed that she was strapped to, remember?
Yes, I'll say they shouldn't be required for now.
Oh, they shouldn't be. Okay, yeah. It's like, Fräulein. And one of his mechadendrites just swiftly kind of disengages the lock on them. And she swings herself off the slab.
Oh,
A
she's
little
been laying
gingerly,
like
but
wasn't.
basically Zyler Winter turns to him and is like, yes, Fräulein, she can be discharged, I think. She will heal mostly on her own for now. Yeah.
And you have given me sufficient insight to be able to keep an eye on her, any injuries myself. So, good day to you, and hopefully you won't get too many more patients in the short term.
I'm sure there will be more patience for it. There always is. Good day. And he turns back to his work. And so Jane turns to you and is like, so what now?
Might as well get you some breakfast. I don't imagine you've been having the most, what's the word? Food-like food the last couple of days.
I've had worse, but very well.
Just because you've had worse doesn't mean you shouldn't aspire for better. You can live your own life now.
Stu, on that note, I would like to organise something.
Okay.
How many new people have we got?
As in followers or like...
As in recruits. And by definitely not Shanghaied people in inverted commas.
Okay, as far as I know, you have two. You have John and Jane.
Okay, then in that case, I will deduct 2 high provender from my sheet. And then we'll get a fucking good feed.
Oh.
Okay.
Don't know why you're going, oh, you're getting charged for this.
Oh yeah.
It's these things cost as much as bolters. Don't worry. You'll
Okay.
never pay it.
I shall take you...
Don't forget, the John is on me.
Right, I shall take you all to the mess hall.
Just imagine the bill just has a really big lunchbox.
I guess.
Lunchables.
I guess seeing that we're back in the canteen, I guess.
Yeah.
Jimmy will be like, "So, what did you guys get up to today?"
I need boom.
Oof. Okay, so you all arrive back in the mess hall, either resuming your breakfast or starting on something else. You summon John and Jane here. What was it you wanted to do?
Introduce
Give them
you
food,
to
apparently.
the rest of the crew.
Okay.
Well, I basically sent John to mingle with the crew and to be in charge of Bill for the moment, I assume. Or Ursula is not here. The Cyclops is repairing his power axe
Yeah.
as we speak.
Cool. So
Hammering is heard from the bowels of the
So you're
ship.
basically attaching John to Bill. Okay, cool. Right.
Well, they are foot soldiers. The Bill is the closest thing we have this to the...
Yep. Okay.
And I think Nolus is preoccupied with fuck.
He's probably busy talking to the cultists and whipping them to a friend.
Too many eating on people that makes a Molag Bal.
Yeah.
Having
Basically,
downloaded,
he's,
like, a security briefing
He's sorting out the rebels from the supporters. Let's say it like that.
Dab on the
The baseball
libtards. Okay, so you give John and Jane the high quality breakfast. They seem quite taken by it. They've not eaten anything this nice, most likely their whole lives. And they're very taken in by this. And I'm going to make some tests for them.
Do they die because it's too nice?
A fucking skirt steak gets put in front of them. Fucking squad broken.
Oh!
It's like, I'm so
Oh.
happy, so happy.
Oh.
Ooh.
I just.
John?
I,
John takes a bite of it and he seems to like it at first. But then he kind of just he eats a bit of it just for the sustenance. But he doesn't really take any more of it and just kind of puts his fork down and is kind of like, that'll do for me for now. Too much of a good thing is bad for discipline.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Damn.
fuck you, I'm only marking off one of these.
Yeah, to be fair, there was leftovers there if one of you wanted to finish his plate. Basically, if you want that in game terms, he's not particularly impressed by the meal, if that makes sense. He hasn't, like, fully converted more over to your side.
Okay, and what about her?
Oh, we were going for a low, a successful willpower test.
Oh no,
Shit.
they had to basically succeed it, sort of thing.
Oh, so because we just fucking shattered his
Yeah,
willpower.
I'm. Oh no! No!
Oh,
Yeah!
Jesus!
Are we
Yeah!
just poisoning these people? That seems like
Jane
order.
eats it for a bit. She eats a bit more of it than John because she's fucking not had anything nice to eat in a long time because she's been asleep most of this time. But even she's kind of like, I'm sorry, Essie, that's too much for me. Again, I need to maintain composure and discipline. I'm a soldier. So even she's not particularly taken in by this food either.
I was expecting them failing a willpower save to be good.
No.
Yeah.
Because the idea that they.
I was doing I probably should have done the rules differently, but I was doing kind of a reversal thing where.
Well, this is the willpower of the
It
food.
was a
Actually,
loyalty check, not a willpower check.
Something like that, yeah.
It's like the breaking of their willpower.
Yes.
Ah, damn.
Yeah.
In that case,
well,
I'm gonna
the
go.
food will be shared amongst the others. And
There
then
you
I
go.
can-
It's
Everyone
not
will get a little
disastrous,
bit.
don't get me wrong. It doesn't make them hate you more or anything, but they're just not particularly ingratiated.
What do you say me for?
Hey.
Okay, after that unexpected display. Seriously, I gave them a plus 40 to the roll to make it like really easy for them to pass as well. Oh.
Those are two. Well, there's two bolt
Fucking
rifles we won't be getting.
vegetarians.
Yeah, everyone gets basically what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna divide it. Given that how little they can manage to eat, given how rich it is, I'm just gonna cut the provender up amongst everyone. Basically, everyone put it in a pot and just increase the quality of the ingredients in the stew pot by a factor of about 1,000.
Mhm.
Blend.
Will it blend?
will blend.
Also, do we have enough flex tape to fix the ship yet?
Well, no, let's go down to the fucking armory and see what we can rustle up. I've still got 22 of these things.
Okay, I believe, Ziv, you wished to go to the armory, didn't you?
Aye.
Do any of you want to come with?
Yeah,
But I want to ask something first.
Sure.
He looks around the table, takes a moment, and then he blurts out, "What's the most powerful explosive you know?"
crack grenade.
Well, I mean,
You mean like projectile explosive or like placed explosive?
I once saw a
Boy
man
cannon shells.
Yeah.
Does it make a big boom?
Johanna is going to say in answer to that. Psychers?
Can you make a psycho grenade?
I don't know.
As
I'm
if
not gonna test that.
we'll say,
Experiment for
as far as I know, there aren't psychic grenades in 40k. However, there are the reverse of that, psych out grenades, which are psychic blanks in grenade form.
Yeah, but you gotta understand. She didn't say psychic grenades. She said psychers.
yeah, that was mostly just banter.
Okay.
Yeah, now he stands up and moves over towards the armory.
Cool. Does any Bill wants to come with?
Yes, please. I would like to look into a more sustainable firearm.
And Johanna will follow because a lot of people seem to be going there now. So she'll follow.
Yeah, just drop your tokens down if you want to be there.
Oh shit! 2 seconds. Fuck.
I'll do it for you. There you go.
Oh, yeah. I fucked up for a moment there.
No worries.
I'd like to imagine that anal assault bag 499 is the sign outside the store.
Yes, please. Yes, please. I don't even want to imagine what kind of currency it takes for that, but hey, why not? Why the fuck not?
Okay. you all file into the armory. And as usual, Quartermaster Gage is sitting there and he's like, "Hey, how you doing, folks?"
Same old Gage. You know us.
I do indeed.
Do you have anything that makes a big boom?
Oh yeah, I have my character has her mask on, by the way.
Cool. Yep. I sure do, son. I have a lot of things that make a big boom.
The biggest boom.
Biggest boom?
Yeah.
That's an interesting question. It really depends how far you want to go, man. Do you want to just blow a door open? Do you want to blow a tank up? You want to blow a whole fucking building down?
I think I just want to go for like blow someone's face off. That's
An
an
individual. Okay.
Crack grenades.
Alright, cool. The child with warp test. Yeah, what kind of form do you want in, boy? You want it in do you want a launcher? Or do you want grenades? Do you want just something
Mostly
you
just
throw?
grenades.
A grenade,
I'm looking for grenades, yeah.
Alright.
I have something very specific in mind.
Yeah, let me just have a look at my book, see what I've got available. Moment. He's just kind of fumbling through his cogitator and cross-referencing with his data pad. Kind of takes him a few minutes to sort of go through it all, but then eventually he kind of turns over to you and goes, "Well, Sonny, we've got crack grenades. They're a good old standard thing most militaries use. Pretty old, but pretty reliable. You've got the Legionnaires variant, of course, but they're probably a bit too much for a guy like you to use, I think.
Can you take out... Sorry. He can wait. I just splurged that out a little bit, but then he waits.
No worries. We also got melta charges, but you gotta be careful with those, man. Those things can destroy
melta charges?
tanks. Yeah, melta bombs are also known as, or just meltas.
7 knots his head.
Okay. Oh, you want some melt bombs then, kid?
Yeah, I would love that.
Fair enough. I'll see what I've got. Okay.
Right, actually, quick question.
Yep.
How do they work with plague? And like just the filth of chaos. Are they counterproductive?
What do you mean, Sonny? Like, are they still effective against, shall we say...
Do they burn away rot?
They can do, Sonny, honestly. Like, put them in the right place. They can burn away most things. I've not seen anything stand up well to a melta charge, boy.
Damn it. Okay, I'll take him another time. I'll do with some crack grenades for now.
Crack grenades, Sonny? Alright. Okay, I'll just bring up the acquisition rules.
By the way, Stu, my because I have to wash the dishes just after he finished the axe, put my character at the hangar to check out the shuttlecraft and other shit. What we have.
Yep, will do.
I shall accompany that movement.
Let's see. Where the hell is acquisition rules? I think it's an armory. Ah, there we go. I think... No, that's demon weapons. Fuck's sake, this book.
Firing.
How is the chat doing, by the way, folks?
Chat looks fine.
Good stuff.
They really love John.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, everybody loves John.
Of course.
Hell yeah.
Okay, so... Pasta, how many crack grenades do you want to get?
Well, if I can potentially get like 2 black grenades, and if I use the explosives from that, maybe 2 or 3.
Okay,
But
so
I'm
you
going for
want...
like 2 or 3.
You can get 2 to 4, which would be a neutral modifier.
I can go for 2 to 4.
Okay. Let me just have a look. See how rare they are. I don't think they're that rare. Crack grenades, rare. Okay, what common, just common ones? Oh yeah, there's no actual quality, I don't think, with grenades.
Nah, then again, like, common is pretty usual for that, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Okay, it would be a -10 infamy check to get some crack grenades.
Okay, let's try. Just gonna try to get up. Oh, never mind. Okay, let's try that again. Get up the sheet. Oof.
Mm-hmm.
And then I input like minus or plus. Like that was -10.
If you click on infamy, yep.
Yep.
And just
And
put in
then-
-10, yeah, as the modifier that should come up. All right.
Hey. Not -190.
Okay. He has a little look round for you, but he just can't quite find the crack grenades you're looking for, like specifically. But he does manage to rustle up 1 crack grenade for you. He basically doesn't get as many as you were hoping for. He's like, here you go,
well.
Sonny. Sorry, I couldn't find any more. I'm sure they'll turn up eventually. I hope this'll do for now.
What is better than nothing?
Is what I wrote in the chat all right to.
People see your reflection as an image of Slanesh.
Because I can make Child of the Warp be one thing.
Yeah. And does that mean you wouldn't have to roll continuously? Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
They just have to be discussed with the GM.
I'm fine with that.
Okay.
That fits with what you've got. So.
Right, and while I'm here,
Mhm.
I guess I'm going to go up to Gage, Johannes, and she's going to say, Gage,
Yes,
I'm kind of out of good stuff at the moment. Could you see if there's any more?
good stuff, darling. Let's see. I guess you're looking at what, combat drugs?
Well, anything really.
Anything, hun? Anything? Okay.
Right, so do I roll infamy roll then?
Yeah, it depends specifically what you want, but if you're wanting anything,
Well, I guess
he can get you some spur or stims pretty easily.
If you roll poorly, you're gonna end up with a fucking pint glass full of engine coolant if you're not careful.
So, what is the difference between spurs and stim again?
Spur is a powerful stimulant, increases overall stamina, ideal for nasty firefights or assault, where a quick burst of energy is literally a lightsaber, but with serious depressive crash occurring afterwards. Each dose lasts 2d10 minutes, during which the user cannot be stunned and takes no fatigue. Afterwards, however, the character takes a -20 penalty toughness and agility for 1 hour, as well as 1 fatigue level for every 2 they would have received while the drug was active. Spur is very habit-forming and tends to withstand addiction. And tests to withstand addiction must be taken at -10. Jesus. Is that cocaine?
How about... yeah, it seems that way.
It's coke or meth.
How about stims?
It's Pervitin!
Oh god, it's Pervitin.
the marijuana with the cocaine mix comes in. Do you want some Pervitin?
What about stims?
Stim is a powerful short-term energy and stamina to users, allowing them to overcome pain and bodily harm in order to keep fighting no matter what. Each dose lasts 3d10 rounds, during which time the character ignores any negative effects to their characteristics from damage or critical damage and cannot be stunned. When it wears off, the character takes a -20 penalty to strength, toughness, and agility tests for 1 hour as their body recovers from the cumulative damage.
Okay, in that case, I'd like to make 3 rolls. 1 for Obscura, 1 for Spurs, 1 for stims.
Okay,
Is that alright?
Yep, make the obscure roll first. Let me just bring the chart up again. How much doses are you wanting?
10.
Okay, significant is 5 to 10 items, that's a -10, and obscura is rare, which is another -10, so -20 to your infamy. Check.
Alright. Oh, almost.
Oof, almost. Yeah, he has a look around for you, hun. He's like, sorry, hun, haven't got any of that smokes, shall we say. You might want to ask Zyler down the med bay. He can probably at least put you on the path to cooking some up, maybe, but I haven't got any in storage, hun.
Alright.
So you want to try the spur and stims, yeah?
Yeah, I'll just take.
What is the name of the? What is the name of the quartermaster guy?
Quartermaster Gage. He is show Richless that image. You'll get who he is. He's from
Which
Payday,
one?
basically.
Nice. Finish, so I'll just be quick with him.
No worries.
So that'll be.
Okay, sorry. Let's see. Average +10. You want 5 to 10 as well?
Yeah, 5 to 10.
Okay. For Spur, that would be a -10 roll. No, that would be neutral.
A neutral?
Yep, that would be a neutral roll. Now, he has another look around and is like, yep, haven't got much Pervitin on hand, hon. Again, Siler might be able to cook you something up.
And third roll.
Yep.
That'll
Same.
just be. I'll try to get that. That will not be significant. That will be fewer.
So that would be...
+10?
Yeah, that would be a +10 for 2 to 4.
Hey.
Yeah, there you go. He has a little look round through all the drawers and cabinets, and he's like, there we go, huh? Some stims. And he tosses you about 3 doses of stim. Enjoy, but take them responsibly.
Thank you very much, King.
No worries.
You know I always do.
Interesting fact about Gage, Gren. He has the cold-hearted talent. Yep,
Yeah.
which is accurate because it's implied that he has that in Payday as well in his lore. So yeah.
Heart of ice can't be charmed.
Yep.
So you can just hear massive footsteps coming down the hallway. Then I walked in. Hey man. What? Hey man. How is it going?
Cyclops, how you doing, buddy?
Busy everywhere. How was the villager serving you?
It's doing me all right. I mean, honestly, I wear this just so I send this just so it doesn't, hurt my legs when I walk around. You notice his legs. He has augmented legs, but they're not the best condition. Like, they're very rickety looking. Like, you reckon? Actually, make me a perception roll +20, Rich List.
1 second to get to computer because I'm doing fucking dishes.
No
All
worries.
fucking bootleg ass mechadendrites and shit.
Do you want me to make the roll for you?
Shit, nigga. Get the second
Please.
unguents.
Yeah, I'll make the roll for you. Yeah. Yeah, you need to roll the knowledge for this one. Yeah. He could walk on those legs in an emergency for a bit. In fact, he could go quite fast on those legs in an emergency for a bit, but any sustained period of walking, they would be liable of just collapsing, basically, just giving under his weight. They're not the best quality of cybernetics, yeah.
I tell to him, do you need me to fetch maybe a new pair or augment those ones when we get to station?
Don't worry about it, buddy. I've spoken to Winters about it, and there's not a lot they can do. He reckons with time he could perfect some augmentics for me that work better, but this is what I've got for now. But I appreciate you asking.
Basically, I'm here to just dump stuff of him because I repaired the power axe and I have like extra bits. Maybe he wants me to put power axe upgrades into his feet.
He'll
So,
take the spare bits off you, that you have, and just put them in storage for when we need them again, You can't really
Anything
use
else,
them at the minute, but he's definitely willing to take them off you, if you have nothing else to do with them.
Basically, I also have a cracker grenade spare. Does any of these kids need any?
Yeah, hey Ziv, you want some crack grenades, right?
Yes.
Give them to Cyclops, give them to Junior there. I think he needs them.
Fetch.
You just tossed them to Ziv.
That is the most nefarious manner you could have done this. Good.
Toss a grenade to him.
Have three more cracker grenades.
Explosives.
Yep. There you go. You now have 3 more, I think. Yep.
Yes.
Oh god damn it, he's a fucking explosive maniac.
Yeah.
You gotta make it go boom.
Good.
Hey, the more explosives, the more blight grenades.
Was there anything else ritualist you wanted off Gage?
No, basically, I was just here to check on him.
Fair enough. Yeah. He's like,
Talk with your old friend.
Yep. Appreciate it, buddy. You take care now. Keep fixing that ship up. It'll need to be in good shape soon, I think.
Yes, send me the list of things needed.
Will do.
Basically, Stu, I am asking him for a quest if he has any.
A what, sorry?
A quest.
A quest. Oh, right, okay.
You mean a mission?
Yep.
Okay. So you're asking, like, do you want to find bits for him, or vice versa?
Both, like what we have, what he need, what we can supply, shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever you can pick up, Stu. I leave it as your discretion as a GM.
Alright, fair enough. Basically, he gives you a data slate with the reports of some stuff that are needed for some of the more critical repairs. And he basically says to you, like, hey buddy, if you go back down to engineering, as I'm sure you will, could you give this to Engine Seer Valenia? She'll probably want to know the stuff that we're going to need.
I extend my mechadendrite and grab the data slate or whatever he's giving me.
Yep, and she can then confer with me and find out if there's anything additional we need according to her reports, and then we'll see if we can scrounge up some. I might ask you to see if you can find it as well.
And I wave a finger at him as a goodbye, and I go down whistling the tune of from Kill Bill. You know that one?
Yeet.
whistling through power armor.
Oh damn!
With his disturbing
deeply
voice.
Yeah.
It's
Something
like-
really
it's like a
it's
ship
really something
horror
really
song.
not wholesome about it.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, Bill, he now turns to you and he's like, Ballard, what can I do you for?
Well, first of all, I brought you your lunch.
Oh,
One of the
nice.
hyper vendors on the table.
Just a leftover. Oh, hell, man, this is nice, thank you. He just starts munching some of it and is like, oh, sorry. What else did you need, Sonny?
Okay, now I've bribed the man. Okay, let's go with... well, I've got a couple of things I want to offload, because really they're just weighing me down at this point. Let's go with... okay, I don't really need a shock mole. Clank.
Yep. Servitor just picks it up.
Lock off the preventer. And... I do need the smoke.
I brought wheelbarrow stuff down yesterday.
Yep.
Let's see. Go on, preventer for yourself. Shock mole. Have you got something in... bigger than the average older gun and smaller than the cannon? I wheel around. I'm kind of getting sick of paying through them. Like, don't get me wrong, I love the thing, but it's so expensive to run. I need something a little bit more intermediary.
Yeah, bolter ammo's not the cheapest thing to find. I mean, we can make it here, but it takes a bit of time. Well, let's see what we've got.
Something in, I don't know, big 50, maybe 20 mil. 25 at an absolute push.
So what kind of gun is it you're looking for, Bill? Is there specific, or do you just want...
I'm looking for the heavy sniper rifle, ideally. I want to downsize to the heavy sniper rifle with maybe some man-stopper rounds. Something that can hurt armored targets, but won't vaporize everything it hits.
Okay, let me just go on the...
I'm looking for something with which I can shoot to wound.
Okay, sniper rifles.
Heavy sniper rifle. The heavy sniper rifle is rare. The
Is there any
high
extra weapons?
It's yeah, since it's extra weapons, it is 200 meter single action, 1d10 plus 5, pen 6.
Oh yeah, I forgot it there. Yeah,
The far more reasonable of the weapons.
50 cal anti-material rifle as take down light vehicles like speeders and scout cars. Yeah, you can make an infamy test for that, and I'll also say, what did you trade in?
He's got one of the preventers and also the shock mole, which is scarce.
Yeah.
Which doesn't do anything in the acquisitions test on this roll.
No, but I will give you basically a +10 for his lunch, and for the attempt at least. So let's have a look at test. 306.
Okay.
Rare -10, and you want a single one.
Yep.
That would be a +10 in total with the extra boost.
Yep. And the preventer was the lunch left over, so. Okay. So total +10. Last fails, I'll pop on the preventers to get another roll of that shit. Okay. Is there such thing as an infantry roll in this thing? Probably not. 1d100.
What was your infamy?
My infamy is a total of.
While he's looking up that, I was just gonna say that Johanna goes to the medbay.
Okay. Okay,
Points, hang on. No, I have such problems finding the damn little thing. They've all got it in for me. When I put it up, I know I put it up by 5.
mhm.
So I think it's 29.
Okay. Let's have a look. Basically, Bill, I've just see your infamy there. It's 24. He.
That's before the +5 I spent points on, but.
Yep. Basically, he looks around for a long time before you. Going through. Okay, so let me just share this.
Oh man.
Dab. This food is not very special. Oh man. So basically, Bill, he looks around a long time before you in the back, has his servitor move a few things, and he kind of just exclaims, like, damn it, what the fuck was it? Eventually, you just hear him exclaim, ah, there it is! And he pulls out the rifle you were looking for, Bill. However, he turns to you and says, yeah, I thought we had one of these kicking around. A heavy sniper rifle, eh? Not a bad piece, not a bad piece. I'm afraid this piece, though, is not in the best condition, buddy. You're gonna... I mean, it's still serviceable, I guess, but I wouldn't probably take this into combat if it was me, but... I mean, you know your guns too, so maybe you can have a go at fixing this thing up at some point.
I begin slowly sliding the Provender across the table. The big Provender that says +20 to the roll.
That's very generous of you, man. I tell you what. Leave this with me today. I'll get some of my boys and my servitors to take a look at it, and I can restore this piece for you. I might throw in a couple of boxes of ammo if I find them too. Sound good?
Sounds good to me.
Cool stuff.
Thank you, Gage. You've been very reasonable.
Cool.
I then look at the big pile of loot boxes and begin to sweat.
There isn't too many of them out at the moment. He's still kind of cataloguing, going through the stocks to see which interesting ones he can find. So you won't be able to open one today, sadly. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow. Okay, so is there anything else you guys want to do in the armory scene?
I can think of.
Okay. I will transition us back to the med bay and I will take a quick break. Alright. Meme amongst yourselves for a minute. I'll be back in a few minutes.
Okay.
So, the med bay, not the canteen. Understandable?
I guess.
Oh.
For some reason, yeah, Anna is going there. I'm going there to give some explosives. Explosivos. Whoa, what up, lads?
I don't know. Attack on Titan Season 3 is pretty good. That's all I know. That's how I spent my day.
Well, I have driven a car across the bridge multiple times to pick up stuff.
I think I should
Driving
convert
across the
the
bridge.
bolt rifle to fire grenades.
Why don't you
Yeah,
just
already
have a
does.
grenade launcher?
Bolts are grenades with rockets.
Exactly.
I'm back.
Technically,
basically
mini
the same
rockets,
cartridge.
but-
I'm
They're
back.
basically the same caliber, and it's like
Well, it's a 75.75 as opposed to a 40mm grenade.
oh, well,
And
grenades are 40.
I'm really thinking of retiring Black Cyclops to just be a third NPC you can buy from. You have general stuff, you have medical stuff, and you have a mechanic to fix all your shit and keep the ship in place.
All we have.
Where's Stu?
Do
He
is
stepped out momentarily.
I'm trying because I know we've got the tech priest on board. We've got the healing tech priest on board. I guess the Shurigan, and we got the quartermaster. So
Yeah. This is more for vehicle, or if you want to build shit, you just put it at my guy at the queue. Because I'm really tired on Monday. Can't believe it.
You can do like probably like just drop in whenever you feel like it. If you
Yeah.
want to do that instead.
Just note me when you go into a fight and I'll jump in to kill shit.
I will be in the medical room, and I will be manufacturing a little containment case with
Wait,
weird little
wait.
spouts.
You can be like the boss dude from the Chi crowd, but in season 1, where it just shows up every now and then.
Before eventually stepping out of a window near the end of beginning of season 2.
True.
So they've audited the accounts. Oh,
Oh man.
excuse me.
Here's a fine news from the president of Serbia. I respect Merkel. Was she in power or not? Imagine cucking so much.
Alright, I'm back, and I've just seen the news. A brave boomer dad opened fire on a mass gun. Yeet.
What?
This is in the general.
Someone tried to rob a McDonald's and got boomered on.
Boomer USA.
Well, USA.
Okay. We have now transitioned to the medical bay, where Iona, or Johanna, wishes to pay a visit.
Yes.
You may walk in.
She's going to look for the Margos.
Yep, he's at the end of the room there, still working on his thing. As you get about halfway, he turns over to you, looks around, and goes, Fräulein, what do you need?
I just wanted to thank you again for the mask, and I wondered if, you see, I'm kind of out of what you gave me last time.
Yes, Fräulein. The habit, eh? Still not quite over that, eh?
Not quite.
I see.
And she and he can see that she's walking normally, but if he, I'm going to say that she is addicted. I've just kind of been auto-failing those checks.
Yeah.
TBH.
Okay, fair enough. Is it like any narcotic, not just a specific one you're addicted to?
Obscura at the moment, because she's taking so much of it.
Yeah. He basically says to you, Johanna, like, right, Fräulein, what is it you what tickles your fancy specifically, yeah?
Some calming agent, I guess you could call it.
The Obscura, yeah?
Yes.
Let me see what I can find. Obscura's...
Alright.
Yeah, what's go?
I ripped my mic out.
Okay.
Oh shit.
Oof.
Wrapped it round my foot like a bell end. Sorry.
He walks over and goes, yeah, Obscura's not too damaging to the physique, really. Let me see what I have. Might be able to synthesize something if there's nothing in storage. Fräulein, come over here a moment. I want to show you something.
Yes.
Observe very carefully. He takes his chemistry sets, his chemistry shit out, and he starts to mix together a few chemicals and also some plants that he has in jars and so forth. Basically, he goes full on apothecary on your ass and starts showing you the mysteries of alchemy. Make me a intelligence test. Trying to think of modifiers for this. First of all, he's going to make a roll.
I will say that Johanna will probably have a bonus to this, just because she is from the. Initially, she comes from a noble family in a hive city, so she likely has a good education behind all of that tottery.
Yeah, that sounds good to me. He is going to make his
So
test.
how much of a bonus?
Oof.
Ooh.
Okay. I was going to say, depending on how well he prepares this, you would get bonuses. But he's not quite his usual self. It almost feels like he's just kind of showing you this as part of ceremony. Like, he may have been trying to teach you something here, but he's probably not quite into teaching, if that makes sense. So you won't get any additional bonuses for his work, sadly. He'll just be a neutral intelligence test. But you said you're from a hive city as well, and you had a
Noble family.
I'll give you a +10 for that, as you also try and recall some of your educational stuff that you learned about biology and so forth, and how, you know, and plants and all that stuff.
No.
No.
There seems to be very few people playing on roll 20 today, because the way the system usually works is it gathers all the rolls from every single person using roll 20, and you get the roll where it is at the moment, because it counts up and down. So when it reaches 0, it begins to count up, and when it reaches 100, it counts down. And it shares that between every user of roll 20, so it's effectively random if enough people are using roll 20.
Oof, that's kind of gay.
Well done.
Right, so he, after a while, he manages to concoct a dose of Obscura up for you. You try your hardest to just take in what he's saying, what he's doing with the various ingredients, but it makes very little sense to you, even despite your education, and sadly, he wasn't doing the best job he could have been teaching you how it works. He was just kind of doing it as part of just a ceremony, really. His heart wasn't quite in it. After a while, though, about an hour or so, he's like, here you go, Fräulein. And he gives you about, I'll be nice, I'll say he gives you 2 doses of Obscura. He manages to concoct them up for you. And he's like, take these, Fräulein. Hopefully you will one day learn how to make this yourself. It's not too difficult if you have the right ingredients. So.
Thank you.
Of course.
I'll try. So it's a little bottle of, like, liquid?
Yeah. It's like a couple of bottles of liquefied Obscura, so... Sadly, you cannot smoke this type.
That's fine. She'll, since Jane isn't here at the moment and isn't here at the moment, she'll just leave the medbay.
Bye for now, Fräulein.
Goodbye, Magos. See you later.
Oof. Okay. Did anyone else want to do things?
Sylvia's here.
Oof.
I would like to quickly check on my traps and see if I've caught any nurglings.
Cool. We will do that shortly, because Ziv, as you're leaving, Johanna, Ziv is there.
Yeah. And Ziv walks forth, carrying grenades in his hand. It's like when you're holding too much shit, but it's like just 4 grenades.
How am I supposed to
And
hold all these crack grenades?
Oof. And he just walks towards.
The only thing Johanna will do as she sees Sivs in the entrance is she'll just wink at him as she walks past.
Oof.
Siv looks at his grenades.
Oh boy. Zev, Magos
Yes?
Winter turns to you as you get halfway across the room. He's like, yes, Herr, you've brought me something, yes?
Yes, I brought explosives.
Very good, very good.
Not very potent, because I heard they might destroy the rot and that sort if they're too potent.
Indeed. You just need the right amount. Follow me and we will check on the progress. Okay, he looks over the containers that have been stewing there since yesterday, and he's like, place the grenades over here in this cabinet, if you please.
Okay. So he walks over and takes out the grenades. He has 4, so he just puts 4 in.
Very good. That should be sufficient. I believe, it will take another day or so before these are ready, so feel free to come back tomorrow when you're free. I should hopefully have them ready by then.
Sid looks towards Winter and takes a bow and says, "Very nice. I can't wait."
Indeed, Herr. I am glad you are happy.
And he just walks out.
Bye for now, Herr.
Yes, bye for now. Thank you very much for helping me.
Autistic nerdlet.
Well, he's a nerdlight, isn't that obvious?
Okay.
Not very many social skills, but he's very enthusiastic.
Okay.
I'll give him that.
Bill, you wish to go somewhere?
I just want to go back into my hunting grounds and see if I wrangle any nurglings.
Okay. Let's have a look.
Bring unto me my chorus of nooses. And I brought with me the little device. Basically a bunch of it's basically a few sheets of plastic corked so that it's airtight and hermetically sealed.
Okay. Bill, make a +40 fucking operate ground vehicle. Actually, make a navigate one first. +40 to navigate ground. Hey!
How you doing?
You get there reasonably on time. Zooming around on your bike.
Do you hear that? Do you hear that sound of roaring in the distance? Oh fuck! Ballard is on his bike again. Everyone, get out of!
My bike is electric. It is quiet as fuck.
Do you know what's hilarious about this? None of you watch Babylon 5, right? I don't think any of you have, sadly.
Unfortunately.
Babylon 5. Is that one of the Star Trek films?
No.
Oh.
Oof. Okay. In one of the episodes, in like season 1, I think it is, one of the main characters with his alien body construct a Japanese bike and use it around the space station to the end of the episode. It's fucking hilarious, and it literally has like a fusion drive, so it's eco-friendly and makes barely any noise. So that is literally what's happening here.
I will say I don't want to contemplate what happens if you use an actual combustion engine in an area with enclosed air.
Oh yeah. Like, basically, the alien dude builds the bike for him and makes it way better than the original human designers had initially, and puts a, like, alien engine in it for him, and it's way better. So, yeah. Anyway, regardless, you make your way to the spot where your snare is. I presume you get off your bike and examine it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Shot las pistol just in case.
I'm just going to make some rolls.
I'll keep my wits about me. Because this is the more infested area of the ship, and these things are sneaky.
Mm-hmm.
Also, big titty elf Goff GF.
Oh yeah, Richards is here. Okay. You were hoping to snare pretty much anything, right? Anything.
Yeah. Pretty much
But
anything will do.
how large was the snare?
They are size. There are the regular snares you'd expect to see. It might catch something up to the size of a wolf. Well, if it happens to just ram its face directly through the noose and hang itself.
Okay. As you turn over and have a look at the snare, you see it's captured two things. It's first of all captured an abnormally large rat-like creature that was scurrying around in the bowels of the ship. Imagine like a rat the size of like, a cat or maybe a sort of small to medium dog. That kind of rat.
Fucking rat things.
Basically giant rats, yeah. But not like Dark Souls giant rat.
Size is unusual, but other than that, there's nothing really to write home about. But oh well, it whackety whack into the sack.
Yep. The other
Burger's a burger.
The other figure that somehow got caught in the snare is a little smaller than the rat, I would say, maybe. A very curious little horribly mutated creature that smells pretty bad. Do you have any like forbidden lore related to warp or mutants or so forth?
No.
Okay.
But I do have this hermetically sealed little pouch, so into the tube you go.
Okay.
I use a ramrod. Basically, it's an old mortar shell that I've corked shut. And I'm just going to use the old ramrod to stuff it in there.
Sounds good.
And then quickly seal the top and super glue it shut.
Yep, I'm gonna say because your trap was so good, it's pretty much completely helpless as you do this. So there's no immediate danger of the thing nipping you or
See
anything.
the penis.
Because it doesn't look particularly happy about being snared.
Don't worry, little buddy. You'll be let out soon enough.
Okay.
It is that I made sure that I came out here hoping to catch something that I know that there are weird little demony things that weep acid. So I came prepared for one of those.
Good stuff.
Am I roughly in the same neighborhood?
You
What I've
are.
caught, or is it? Yes. Bill's getting toxin rounds tonight.
All right, you find the giant rat thing. Is Rejoice's drawn. Oof.
There's a big fucking rat.
Papa?
The fuck's that big iron parody?
Fucking enormous.
Okay. You managed to secure your two pets. Make a plus 40 operate fucking ground vehicle test. Operate surface. As you make your way back up. Oh, once again, you get up there way quicker than you fucking had on the journey down. So, yeet.
We've established at this point there was actually an elevator right next to where I set the trap.
Yep, you just hop in the elevator once again. You're back where you started.
So I can never remember where this thing actually goes down. It's because it being a chaos ship, it actually exits at a completely different place where it enters. Such is life.
Such is life on the ships.
That's why I couldn't find it in for me. It's the main stat in this game.
Yes, it is.
I've been scrolling right the fuck past it this entire time.
Yep. Okay, Beryl. You have your two creatures. I'll just take you back to the, where is it? Mess hall for now. What would you like to do with these?
I would like to get
boys?
an expert to look at these to make sure I've got the right things.
Cool.
Well, I have a little bit of the demonology.
Then you will.
I've got knowledge.
Honestly,
I've got Psychers.
unless Cyclops is actively engaged in some kind of activity, I will probably go to him first.
Yeah, I can take a
Then
peek.
Cyclops knows his shit.
Cool.
But he's the person I go to when I ever need expertise.
I was
But
gonna
I
ask.
always make sure to never, ever inconvenience him.
Do I have like any modifier?
Yeah,
on
this was perfect. I was about to ask you, Rituals. What is there anything? Did you want to go to like, engineering
have
or
the-
something?
I have demonology as a forbidden lore.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want me
just
to roll
roll
it
it?
for you or your computer now?
Yeah, please.
Okay. Right. Basically, so Bill, you show these to Ritualist, and he will make a forbidden lore demonology on the weird mutant creature. Going to give you a +20 because you can examine this thing up close, and it's not going to resist too much. I presume you like dump this thing in like a little cage you find somewhere, or something.
Yeah, I keep it basically. Essentially, I remove it from its opaque tube into a clear tube. Because this thing is going to spend most of its days in basically a hamster cage.
Well,
Kind
it's
of
there.
cage.
Ritualist. You identify it. You've seen things like this before. They're not super common, but they're common enough that you recognize it fairly easily. It is some kind of mutant creature. You're not too sure what they are originally. They're generally things that are just formed from excess, like dead flesh and bits that have just been rotting for like eons. Sometimes when there's warp energy around the place, these things form. It is.
Well, you see, man, this thing here, it has 7 assholes. You do not want to touch the central one, and you do not want it to shit on your bike from the central asshole.
I know, boss. That's why I put down a towel.
It is a Nurgle mutant. It's not a full-blown Nurgling, but it's a pretty close approximation to a Nurgling. Whereas Nurglings are usually summoned from the warp like most demons, this thing has basically just is this weird mutant that's just been given birth over time by eons of festering corruption. Basically.
Can you imagine being that one psyker who gets possessed by a nerd?
That's pretty bad.
Hey, it's better than being possessed by corn.
That just sounds like constantly shitting yourself.
Basically becomes salacious crumb.
We have an entire class. We have an entire class of psychers specialized on summoning corn demons into.
The other thing is, as I said, basically just a mutant rat that's just overgrown. It's not particularly interesting, but I'm sure you'll find a purpose for it. So, Bill, you were wondering, I take it you wanted to know if you could make toxic, extract.
Basically, I just want to know if I can, I've got a little cage I had prepared for it. I prepared it whilst you were out of the room.
Mm-hmm.
That's like a little side thing. Essentially, it's a hamster cage, but it's sealed.
Yep.
It's got air intakes and all that. But at the bottom, where you'd normally muck out the cage, there's a spigot.
Huh.
So it feeds directly. Basically, it's like a George Foreman grill.
Yep.
It feeds directly into like a little spout that you can then make measured drainages of into bullets. It is incredibly bootleg and is held together mainly by cork.
Cool. You will have to keep an eye on it occasionally because, as I said, the trap probably won't hold, the cage won't hold out indefinitely, but I'm sure with the assistance of all the lovely tech people that are aboard the ship, you could reinforce it somehow eventually. So.
It's definitely a holdover, it's not a permanent measure.
What I'll say, Bill, is if you want to store the two creatures somewhere in cages, you're more than welcome to. Somewhere safe, and you can come to them occasionally when you're ready to extract fluid, shall we say, collect it. I dread to think what it entails, but it definitely could be made toxic.
It's just a way for me to make toxin rounds.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it could definitely.
Which are fairly common to make, but yeah, so you need a source for it.
Yes. Well done, you now have a source for crafting components, shall we say.
Yeah, guys, I have to wish you good night. It's late for me.
Night, dude.
No worries.
Night, man.
Alright, Julius, thanks for all
Good
your help.
night.
Oof.
So Jimmy's just sitting in the canteen with a make Armageddon great again hat.
We will
He's just like he hung out with the corn guys for the night.
So when were we arriving at like the fucking place where we're going to? When are we out of the warp again?
You are welcome to ask someone that.
I'll go for Johanna. Will make a signation.
Okay. What are you trying to find with Sinus? Just like how far along we are on the
Hold
warp,
up.
roughly.
Hold up, I'm going to use a psychic power at the feathered level.
Eat, probably wise.
Although I need to find it.
How is the chat doing?
Let's have a look. Okay.
Nice. So that is. Now I'll make a signation test.
Cool.
Do I get a bonus?
Yes, you will get plus 20 because you're in a relatively stable environment. And what you're trying to locate isn't too tricky.
Fuck.
Oof. Were you trying to gauge
Nope.
how far we were to our current destination? Is that what it was? Yeah.
Yes.
You've no fucking idea. Like, you try to peer into the outside of the Giller field somewhat, and you just kind of are like, oh, fuck. And there's just all these horrible images.
All I see is that one fucking load of change just hovering
Yes.
around.
Yeah, that is literally who you see, and you're just, oh shit, no, not again.
Fuck. No, thank you. No, please.
You are
In that case,
welcome
I'll
to
go-
ask someone, as I said.
In that case, I'll go find the navigator.
Okay. Anyone else want to come along, or are you all just kind of hanging out?
So it's just gonna try to get drunk, basically.
Alright. So yeah, just put yourself in the little, yep, just outside there. The guards are still there that you posted last time as you entered warp for the first time. They've obviously been taking shifts and stuff, but they happen to be there again. The servitor and the crewman over there.
Well, she's going to walk up.
My lord.
And hello.
I take it you
Is
wish
the-
to see the navigator.
I'd like to see the man, yeah?
Hold on a moment. He kind of just puts a finger to his vox spear and is like, Sir? That lady Psyker, she's wanting to speak to the navigator. Should I let her through?
Yeah, sure.
And Jimmy answers the vox, we'll say, and confirms the order.
He
He's like-
is Lord of Security. He is the
Yep.
Chief of Security.
He's like, right you are, sir. My lady, you may enter. Just before you go, though, she's been a bit unwell these past few days. She's still quite badly banged up. We had some Medicaid treat her a little bit, but it was hard to do anything because she's still concentrating quite hard on the navigating us through the warp, shall we say. So take it easy with her, alright?
I'll be gentle.
Very good. He opens the door for you. And, yep.
I'm going to look around.
It's this isn't really her quarters. This is like the off room to the side where she does her, all her, you know, looking into the warp, shall we say. It's a fairly plain room, but there's a lot of like devices and charts and so forth along the walls. A few cogitators, and just this central kind of seat that she's kind of sitting in, and she's just peering through this little device. It's kind of like a periscope almost, actually. And she just, her band is undone, and she's just kind of peering through it.
Well, Johanna is going to step in and is going to say, "Ma'am, do you have a moment?"
She's just going to make a test. She hears your voice and is like, "One moment, dear." She disengages the machine for a brief moment that she was peering into, and picks up her headband off to the side and fastens it again, and turns to you. Is like, yes, my dear, do you need something?"
Sorry to disturb you. I was just wondering, do we have a long time left before we arrive?
My dear, I would love to be able to give you an answer, but I've not been very well. I haven't been at my best, shall we say, after the battle. I had to make a bit of a steep, quick calculation. I literally had to jump us into the warp as quickly as possible. It's hard to say for certain how long we are, but if I was to give you an my best guess, we haven't got very long, maybe a few days at most, before we reach the coordinates I was provided. If we do, it's not a certainty that we will reach the exact coordinates as well, but I tried my best. She looks very kind of sullen and just exhausted. Speed, she can like barely talk to you right now.
I did notice how quick the jump was. It's quite painful.
Yes, it is indeed, my dear. You don't have the sight, but you know of the warp like I do. So. How temperamental it can be, yes.
She thinks of the demon.
Yeah. Well, that was all I wanted to ask you. Thank you for your time.
Of course, dear. Please relay the information to the captain and your colleagues. I will return to work. And she just heads back over and takes up position she was in before, basically.
Thank you for your hard work.
Of course.
She's going to walk out and going to nod to the guard, and of course wink at him.
Yep, he just salutes.
And then she's going to make her way towards the captain.
Okay. I will take you to the bridge.
The adventures of the Felonid Slot.
Yep. Just eat some of these icons for a moment. So yeah, the only ones on the bridge at the moment are Dillard, Jimmy, and yourself. The rest are just crewmen and servitors, for the most part.
She's going to smile and nod to Jimmy.
Jimmy nods back.
And she's going to go to the captain.
Hi.
Ah, my dear, what can I do for you?
Well, firstly, I hope you enjoyed that one night.
She winks.
He kind of looks slightly uncomfortable for a moment, but quickly straightens himself up and says, "Yes, quite. Is there anything else you require?
Yeah, I was just going to tell you that the Miss Navigator says will arrive in probably a few days.
Very good, very good. I'm glad to hear it. She's not been well, you understand.
I could tell.
We've had our Medicaid look at her, and I think she's going to need a long rest once our journey is done.
So this ship won't be traveling for a while after that, I guess.
Certainly not, dear. We're going to need to make some significant repair work once we are back at dock. Hopefully we can find an actual dock. The coordinates I was given have taken us to should take us to a world owned by the Black Legion. It was the rallying point for our fleet, so we should hopefully be able to find some help there.
Yes. No use worrying about not arriving there when we haven't even gotten out of the work yet.
Indeed not. If I may suggest, could you please relay to your colleagues that Chief Engineer Valenia may require some help?
Okay. Well, in that case, if you need me, you know where to find me.
And she gives him a very slow wink.
He just kind of like nods to you. He's like, "Of course, my dear. I'll be here if you need me."
She giggles slightly as she walks towards the door.
Before the scene moves, Dillard turns to you, Dom. You, Jimmy, and is just like, keep an eye on her, Jimmy.
I keep my eyes on everyone, sir.
Very good, Jimmy. That's what I want to hear. Right. I will transition you all to the mess hall once again.
Going at this scene by scene, boy.
Oh, yeah. What I'm going to say is it's getting late in the evening, so by all means you guys are welcome to transition to the next day to sort out your other things. And
All I was going to say is, to everyone that the chief engineer might be needing some help.
Jimmy's just doing his rounds every day, doing his normal
his patrols
routines,
and so forth.
And
keeping up discipline, shit like that.
Oh, yeah.
And for the next few days, Johanna is just going to do a few rolls. Essentially, I'm going to try, more or less just through rolls, not so much role playing, to bring people to her cause, and also to go through some of the other prisoners that might have been taken.
Yeah.
And help converting them.
Sure. There weren't too many significant prisoners taken in the battle. Most of the cultists that got lucky enough to actually yeet on the Imperial Armsmen were a bit overzealous and killed quite a few of them. The most significant prisoners you have are the two ones you guys managed to capture, since they're mostly intact. The ones that are still alive are mostly either wounded or just kind of still being held under lock and key, shall we speak.
And that feathered chest there is just to maintain a psychic power to give me a bonus to interaction tests with I can sustain it, so I'll just be switching between targets as I talk to them.
Cool. Basically, make me one charm test for the day as you kind of walk around talking to various prisoners.
Do I get him a bonus to that aside from my charming voice?
I'll give you your charming voice bonus and another +10.
And we can also just add a 10 to that if she talks to any Shalaneshi worshippers, because then she'll reveal her fate.
Mm-hmm.
Aye.
Oof. You do help a bit, especially when you talk to some of the Slaneshi cultists around the ship. But you don't do too much to help convert the prisoners, but it's better than nothing, shall we say.
And that's what I'll be doing for the next few days until we arrive.
Cool.
I'll also be talking to John and Jane for this, but mostly in the back.
Yeah, no worries. Alright, do the rest of you boys want to do anything specific before we go to the next day?
Actually, sorry. Good.
I'll just double check everything's all in order, clean all my guns, and turn in.
Yep, by all means. That's all good.
Siv's just gonna ask, like, Jane how the heck she's out of the med bay.
How she's what, sorry?
How the heck she's out of the med bay. Because he doesn't get it, you know? he legit thinks, like, he scared the fuck out of her.
Oh, right. She kind of turns to you and looks a little scared of you still, but just kind of is like, I had some time to think, you see. I'm feeling a little bit better about things, but I'm still not sure.
Well, all the better. At least maybe in time we'll see the Emperor for the bastard he is. A false Emperor.
I'm not sure I still...
And then sorry.
She just kind of... She just kind of, you know, shakes her head slightly and is like, I know you have your faith. I have mine. We'll see how things go.
And at that, he just goes towards his quarters.
Hey, we're moving a step forward.
Scott.
A loyal imperial citizen saying, "You have your faith, I have mine."
Yeah, that's uncommon.
This is what happens when you become tolerant. Oof, oof.
Oof.
Right.
See, chaos is very diverse and tolerant until we kill you.
Yeah.
It's mainly because you guys are role-playing chaos as the super rational branch of chaos, which works quite well.
No,
So, yeah.
you see,
Somewhere in the universe, a commissar is puking.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's because these boys are chaos undivided and don't really, care that much.
Pretty much.
I mean, Civ is supposed to, like, well, you don't.
We will be neutral until
such a
time that Ariok is canon again. Until that time, we will be here undivided.
Oof.
As long as you don't openly worship the Emperor, he's gonna be like, I'm just not gonna talk to you.
Skog, did you want to do anything before the day is done?
My normal thing of going around, checking on the broken bits of the ship and seeing if there's anything that can be done to make them, not broken.
Cool. Fair enough. You basically do that for the rest of the day, but to actually get more significant information, you're probably going to have to visit engineering at some point. And with that, I will say another day goes by. You have a snooze, and you're now awake on ship time in the morning again. Are you going to have another nice breakfast?
Is this everyone?
Yes, this is everyone.
Probably.
Now, we are squarely in the realms of the resources on lockdown again. The Preventer is back again, a commodity, rather than something to celebrate with. You can't have it every day, otherwise when it runs out, we're fucked.
Oof. Alright. So you have your regular breakfast.
Do not get addicted to water. You will. You.
It
You
will
will despise
respect you,
its
and you will resent its actions.
Exactly.
Okay, can I do an awareness check for noticing that Johanna is going around charming the prisoners?
Yes. I'll give you a plus. Are you doing anything else during the day, particularly? I mean, obviously you'll want to check on Silent Winter, but...
Yeah, not really beyond checking with Winter regarding the black grenades.
I will give you a plus 20 to your perception. Oof. Fucking beady eyes, man, here.
Oh, jeez.
Damn, son. You fully noticed that thought making those charm checks. You spot that thought.
Civ follows around, and he rolls for Intimidate
Oof.
to be the bad cop.
Oh, right. I see what you're doing here. You're intimidating the prisoners as well. Oof. Okay. Do you object to this,
The bigoted. No, he can come along. They have the juxtaposition of the half rotting man and the big titty GF.
Oh god. Oh god, why?
Make an intimidate check at plus 20. I will give you for doing these rolls.
Yes, sir.
Hey, boy.
Not bad.
Your duo fucking combo works quite well, and you have success.
They now see. They see what they can get in Johanna and what they could become.
Oh Jesus!
They have seen both carrot and stick.
Yes.
Yeah. This in the top and the bottom.
You have made very good progress today in fucking brainwashing these prisoners, I guess.
Also, just a general purpose willpower check to see if I can maintain a beautiful face.
Okay.
Do I get a bonus at all?
Plus 10, because you've had a few
Hearts and
couple of
minds,
days.
people. Hearts and minds.
Minds all over the place.
They're delicious.
You have
He talks with a mask on.
hideous visage. Oof.
He talks with the mask on.
Cool. Sounds good. Okay, Ziv, we will bring you around to the med bay.
Nice. Wait. There we go.
There we go. Third time's the charm.
He pops on in and walks towards Witcher.
Ah, very good news. They are ready. Would you like to see?
Excellent. Yes, I would love to see.
He takes you. Oh, fuck. I fucked
Oh,
up.
If I didn't think that was a mistake, I would probably roll
Roll fear.
something. Basically, how scared he gets.
So basically,
I think it was Sim who was scared by that.
yeah, he goes over to the containers like before, and he's like, look at this here. He opens them. Make me a toughness check. Plus 30.
Toughness plus 30. Let's try that again. There, plus 30.
Okay. You manage to keep your fucking breakfast down, you, as this horrid, vile stench just emerges from the containers. And it threatens to overpower you, but you manage to keep your cool. And probably due to all your fucking experience in the trenches of seeing shit like this before anyway.
I think he smelled his decent share of guts.
Yeah. And he just kind of exclaims, "They are ready here."
Ah, excellent.
If you allow
They
me
look
here.
magnificent.
He goes over to the corpses and gets one of his blades out, one of his very fine scalpels, and proceeds to cut the heads off the stormtroopers.
Not bad.
Well, I feel like I've missed something just then.
We're cutting heads off for blight bombs.
Yep.
Yeah, we did before.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, okay, right. I was
Yeah.
thinking like, wait, what? Did I miss action? Fuck.
No. And he takes one of his little devices, one of his mechadendrites, just starts to basically scoop out any innards within the skulls themselves. The brain matter, the membrane, and so forth. And then it's like, hell, would you like the honor of filling the skulls with the decayed matter?
Civ accepts. I would love to.
Cool. Make me a plus 20. I'm trying to think what role this would be actually.
Draft
think-
armor, maybe.
Yeah.
Cook.
Cook.
Do you have
Art
sort
of ladling is its own thing.
Could I try medicate?
Yes,
Blend.
actually, yeah,
Blend.
you could try Medicaid.
Okay, that was plus 20.
Plus, I'll say plus 30 because Winter's assisting you somewhat.
Yes, sir.
Yep. You successfully scoop out the innards and place them in the skulls.
Congrats, you
Nice.
just shoveled some shit.
Well, shovel brain matter, but yeah.
Okay, Winter unlocks the cabinet and takes out the crack grenades. And is like, alright, hell, would you like to take some of the primers, explosive charges? We will fix them to the skulls.
Of course.
Make a trade armor check at plus 30, because Winter's going to assist you.
Trade armor or...
Yeah, trade armor.
And that was at plus...
30.
Sorry, I missed the plus 30.
Mhm.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm gonna... Would you like to use a infamy point, because they've been replenished now that you've been out of combat, to re-roll that?
That was use...
You basically just made the same roll again, but this will cost you an infamy point. They do get replenished from time to time, though.
Okay, that was... It cost like... what type of point?
Infamy. If you look on your sheet, below agility, you'll see infamy points, threshold, and current.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it'll cost you
Okay.
one of those. Yeah, you should have two, I believe.
Okay.
So you should have one now, and it will allow you to re-roll that result.
Then I... Okay, the threshold is 2.
The threshold is 2, and it should be current 1 now that you've spent 1.
Okay, then I'll re-roll that.
Yep.
Still plus 30.
Yep. That's better. Because if you
it's
kept
an
that
improvement.
roll, something bad might have happened. You, with a little twist of fate, you manage to avert disaster, and you successfully affix the primers, the explosive charges, and so forth into the skulls, and you affix them with wax. And he goes, "Very good, Herr. You now have the blight grenades. You have 3. Magnificent, aren't they?"
Yes, they look excellent.
Also, as for what I say as I go around to try and convince people to our cause, which includes John and...
Oh yeah. I can see it in the chat. It's pretty good. Fucking Master of the Orator. Okay,
Nice.
Ziv, you now have 3 blight grenades.
Hey, not bad.
That's pretty good. Alright, would that be all, Hal?
Yes, that would be all. I thank you very much, Mr. Winter.
Of
I shall
course.
be.
There we go.
There
we go.
Yeet.
Okay.
Okay.
Increases
Anything
the
yet?
speed.
Anyone else have anything they want to do?
I believe Bill has some things to do.
Listen, to pick up my new rifle.
Yes. Okay, I will now transition you to the armory. If I can find it. Ah, there we are. Okay. You once again walk into the armory, Bill. Gage is still there, munching on some leftovers of the high provender you provided him before. And he's like, "Hey, morning, Ballard. How you doing?"
Morning, Gage. Doing pretty fine. Yourself?
Yeah, not bad, not bad. I've had a look at this rifle of yours. Have a look here. He presents you to this table, and there is a very nice, pristine, almost factory new looking heavy sniper rifle for you. He's like, "It wasn't in the best of shapes, but I managed to fix it up for you."
Gage, you're a miracle worker. I want to
Yeah.
check the action and just see how it feels.
It feels pretty good. It's a common quality rifle. It was poor initially at the start, but he's managed to fix up to a common quality.
I will go ahead and get my units of work attached, which is the simple baffle and a simple set of custom grips, which I actually will transfer from the other one.
Yeah, I was gonna say he happily gives you a hand, like putting a customized grip and so forth for you. So
Oh, I've pretty much have the scales for custom grip on my one, just pretty much ready.
cool. You just transfer some bits over to.
Yeah. Okay.
I want to send a message to Voss while I'm out, fucking doing stuff, using thought.
You may use your thought sending.
Voss. You hear a voice in your.
Yes.
One of the prisoners is trying to escape. I think he's running towards the armory. That's where you are, don't you? It feels that way.
Well, it seems like as good a time as any to test this thing out. Gage, did you manage to find any man stoppers?
Yep, already ahead of you, boss. He tosses you 3 regular magazines of regular ammo. And here's the specially loaded one. And it's full of man-stopper, like AP rounds.
Shouldn't take more than the regulars in this one.
Good stuff. Have fun.
Oh, you know it. Okay, I'm gonna see what the fuss is about.
Okay. I'll take it.
Who is ruining the debut of this thing? who fucked? Who fucked up? Who fucked up this bad?
Okay, I'll just pop you down.
It's the thought machine.
Okay. Was there an actual prisoner escaping? I take it, Gren. Like,
Yes, it is just a situation,
Yeah.
but I thought it would be fun. So yeah.
okay. You just see this. He's not in full armor, in case you're wondering. He's literally in just some baggy robes and uniform shit. And you just see this as you emerge from the armory. You just look down the corridor and you just see this man kind of shiftily jogging along. Like, he's trying to be stealthy, but also trying to be quick at the same time. But he's not doing a very good job of it, and you pretty much instantly clock him, so... He's getting near the end of the hallway, though, so you may want to clock him pretty quick, if that's your intention.
Okay. Yeah, he's getting in the back.
Yeah, he's roughly about 50-ish meters away, so... I haven't converted the
50
map
meters.
yet, but...
Okay, how many meters have we got before you reach the end of the corridor?
It'll take him another... You've probably got like 2 rounds, I would say, if you're staying still.
2 rounds. Yeah, I'm gonna aim, and I'm gonna pop him in the leg.
You making a cold shot?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's a full aim at short range with a standard attack with a total bonus of extra 50.
Okay. I'm gonna just let you roll damage because I'm gonna basically say he doesn't get a reaction. I'm gonna say he hasn't really noticed you, so he's just fucking jolting along and just suddenly this shot just cracks out and hits him right in the leg. Roll the damage. Fucking hell. Oh yeah, because you have accurate, don't you? So you get a little extra damage.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh my boy.
Let's have a look.
He probably doesn't have any armor, so it's like they
Oh,
just
you
has
hear
a
it,
stiffness bonus.
Yeah, his leg just comes clean off as this 50 cal round just slams right into him, and you just hear this screech, and he just kind of topples to the floor, head face first, and just kind of slides a little bit before coming to a stop. I presume you do a little trick thing and just catch the casing as you inject it.
You know it.
Because I've seen some guy do that with a Mosin, and it's pretty cool.
I'm just gonna quite casually approach the downed man.
Yep.
And I'm gonna tie off. I'm gonna take my old bolus and I'm gonna tie off his leg. So he doesn't bleed out on me. Now you might want to keep some pressure on that, otherwise you're gonna bleed out faster than you could ever believe. I know you ain't stupid.
Basically.
I know you. Keep with me now, boy. I know you're stupid because you ran, but I know you ain't too stupid because you lived this long. So keep that pressure up, otherwise you're gonna bleed fast. Now, how did you go and get yourself separated from your friends? By your friends, I mean my friends.
Those fucking cultists. Blinder
They're
than,
that useless, huh?
blinder than bats, some of them.
Right, tell you what, I'm in an amiable mood. We might even get yourself a fancy new metal leg to replace the one you just lost. You might want to hold on to this. I hand him his leg.
He just kind of bemusedly grabs it, despite being in pain.
We might even get that attached if you're a good boy. Now, you and I are going to go back to those cultists. You're going to point out which one it was that you slipped past. I'm going to shoot him. And we're going to play a couple games of cards while the dog reattaches your leg.
Better than dying, I suppose. Alright.
Everything's better than dying, boy. Dying's pretty permanent. Now, let's get you into the sidecar.
Also, you won't have much need to shoot the guy who who let him slip past. The Slaneshi worshippers have their own way of punishing people.
Oof.
Concern.
And after they're done, he'll get to decide whether he wants to shoot the guy and put him out of his misery. As he lays there in a crumpled heap with his legs like pretzels. But on the way out, it's like, Gage, before I go, you got any more of those loot boxes?
Yeah, sure thing, boss. I've got one for the low price of $3.99. Make me infamy check at +10.
Yeah, you should probably update this to get the new. But okay, +10.
Basically, you like trade a bunch of commodities for him for the loot box. Oh no!
2 degrees of failure, which still gets me on the table, but at a penalty, I believe.
Yeah, he fetches your box, but it's not one of the nicer looking boxes.
Peasants.
Yes, it's like the low tier box of loot box.
Wood.
Okay, that is 2 degrees of failure. Roll twice on the random issue gear at -10.
Cool. That's not too bad, honestly.
Yeah, man, you got any more than me?
Oh!
Any more than boxes?
Okay, that is. So that was a 35 and a 0. Okay. A 35 is 100 copies of the Imperial Infantryman's Uplifting Primer.
Well, you've got new toilet paper now, boys.
And a case of finely tailored dress uniforms sized for Ogrins.
Okay. I'm gonna say those aren't Ogren uniforms because it's an Imperial Navy ship. I'm gonna say those are like fine naval dress uniforms. So, yeah, you've got them.
Sized for dreadnoughts.
That's not bad. Even though you need a couple copies.
Alright. Could have been worse.
Could have been way, way worse. Hang on, was it 35? I got 35 on there. So double check that. 5, yeah. One off of the case of 10 las guns.
That would have actually been kind of handy.
Yeah.
Could have outfitted some of the better cultists with them.
I'll hand out the uplifting prime around the cultists. It should be good to raise morale for a laugh.
Yeah, they'll have a nice laugh at that. Cool. So basically, Gren, I guess this cultist got pointed out to you all then. Eventually, as
Yes.
one thing you made
I
that way.
mean,
Yeah.
I don't think I need to. Essentially, we have a mind-controlling psyker. We have a cult. We have a cultist that needs punishment. I don't think I need to say more for you to imagine the scene that's unfolding.
Cool. Okay. So now that has been dealt with.
I'll just say it like this, and actually to give you a good image. The first order he got was pull out your fingernail.
Yeah, I can see where it goes from
Fun.
there.
We don't kill the people who can be adjusted.
Okay. Bill, are you taking this guy to the med bay?
Med bay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm med-baying him.
Cool. I will deposit him in there. I'll just quickly transition to that to sort that out. You now have a possible new convert to the course. Okay. Is there anything else you wanted to do, Skog?
Not that it has any active roleplay elements. I guess I'll do a tech use test and a security test to check around the ship again.
Yep.
Make sure I get the right button.
Cool. Yeah, the ship is improving somewhat. It's been a few days and people are starting to make some progress patching up, clearing up debris and so forth. Security patrols are a bit more regular thanks to Jimmy. But again, a lot of the main systems like the impulse drive, weapons, armor, all of that stuff's still pretty fucked. Valenia's doing what she can, but you really need to be in dock at some point.
Yep.
Do you want to head down to engineering at all?
I could do. I was going to assist Ritualist checking out some of our docking bays to make sure that presumably any of our own landing craft are still there, and to see if we've acquired any new ones.
Okay.
But as Ritualist is not here, that could potentially wait.
Yeah, no worries, because I do have some stuff in mind for the hangar bay in a bit. I'll just have you make a quick visit to engineering if you like.
Yeah.
Okay. Does anyone else want to head down to engineering?
After Johanna is done torturing a guy, she'll come down.
I guess Jemmy will be there too.
Sure. I'll pop you down.
One of us is holding the welder, one of us is holding the shotgun.
So yeah, you both arrive in engineering. Valenia, Chief Engineer Valenia, is busy with her assistants, servitors, and her own mechadendrites, just trying to fix one of the reactors that's taken a lot of damage during the fighting and is kind of a bit overstressed. Trying to modify it somewhat, patch up a little bit. However, she does notice you two entering engineering, despite some of the noise, and comes over and is like, I see you have graced me with your presence.
Just checking in, see if you need any help with things.
And
getting,
you as well, security officer Jimmy.
Yep, just a routine check, you know.
I understand.
Apparently there's been some
problems
with the prisoners getting out, so potentially looking into the surveillance systems in that area of the ship. I'd forgotten we had other prisoners. It's a good thing I'm not responsible for feeding them.
Of course, you are welcome to look at our security feeds for engineering.
Cool.
Would you also like a current status report on repairs?
If you've got time, I'm not going to keep you from your work, but if you need any help, just,
Affirmative.
keep them busy.
We have life support is stable. Needs a few repairs, but mostly stable. Geller field is online. Void field, not so stable, but could do. It may work in combat somewhat. Generators, not entirely stable, but functional. Any other systems you would like information about?
So it should all be fine. So as long as we're holding an atmosphere, that'll do for the meantime, at least.
Just need to hold together for another couple of days, from what I hear.
Yeah.
Affirmative.
We can.
I had the same.
Don't know if we'd be capable of making
planetfall with this, but
I will
we've got to
advise.
find some other spaceport that we can do the repairs in.
You are correct.
Right.
We will need repairs in the docking facilities.
I ain't no tech magus, but I'm pretty sure it's quite easy to land a ship, but not softly.
Yeah, it's the softly, especially with the amount of damage already sustained.
If you want my full assessment, I would say ship is somewhat functional, but not ready for combat. If you have any word to say to the captain and your own leader, keep us out of combat as much as we can.
We'll do our best. As I say, hopefully we've still got a few of the ship-to-surface craft available if required. Can at least go and try and take the battle to the enemy, should something occur. Just imagine they'll be more distracted with dealing with us if we're in their ship than dealing with our ship. We're in it.
Very good.
And who knows, might be able to pick up some spare parts.
Indeed.
Yeah.
One
So I
fine.
don't know if. Sorry, I don't know if a ship this big is even capable of making planetfall. Whether we need to shuttle up and down. It's been a while since I've seen a spaceport.
If you wish to have a look at the hangar bay, there is an Imperial ship that got left behind during the assault.
Yeah, it might be.
It is a Valkyrie class dropship, by my estimates.
Yeah. Oh, let's hope it's a vendetta then.
The security teams have secured the area. You're welcome to take a look whenever you wish.
Yeah, sounds fun. Let's. How do you feel about that, Jimmy?
Yeah, let's go check out what my boys found down there.
Just gonna swing by my bunk and get something a little bit heavier than the sidearm, just in case.
Yep. You're leaving engineering, I take it. Yep.
Yep.
Cool.
Johanna will meet them there.
Cool.
Because I'm going to say she was randomly walking through the hangar as moving from place to place.
I'm just wondering what would be the most appropriate equipment for this. Because the shot cannon sounds fun, but it might be a bit overkill. I think the heavy stubbers might be a bit much. Fuck it, I'll take the heavy stubber. Oof. Might bring Jane along as well if she wants to.
Yep. Okay. I will place your tokens now.
Nigga, this is a hangar, right?
This is a big lad of a map.
Which one?
Are you looking?
Which square should we put ourselves in?
The bottom right corridor. There's a corridor, there's a couple of storage rooms, another corridor, the far left corner. There's a massive corridor that connects all the rooms, and the hangar bays are at the top there. As you can see, there's 3 main rooms. 3 main bays.
Sounds fun. Well, who wants to go first then? Just as there's an Imperial ship, there might be Imperials still hiding somewhere nearby.
Oh,
Well, I'd
send down some of my
imagine
boys
they'd
down
have
here.
left. I don't reckon we need. Well, drop.
I doubt it.
Valkyries are small. They can carry what at most 10, 12 people with a pilot. We'd be
I've been
fine.
walking here. I've been walking here quite often. I haven't seen anyone.
No, most of them can hold 12 people.
12. Oh, it's 12 and a pilot. That's the one.
I kind of doubt that after a couple of days, we want to herd something.
They might be smart. I'm pretty sure the Magos was going to wander down here himself at some point today.
She might have If they're still here, then they must be running out of food soon.
Maybe.
Basically,
I don't know.
Unless they've been eating the guys I've been sending down here.
presuming
Haven't they
Jimmy
come back, though?
calmed some of the boys as he arrived, and basically one of them opens the door for you and is like, gives you all a salute and gives an extra salute to Jimmy, and is like, "Boss, the area's all secure. You're ready to proceed as normal."
Good stuff.
If you'll
Let's
follow me.
go in. Yeah, follow, dude.
Assuming that I could have acquired an auto gun for Jane.
Yep. There are many of them kicking around, from like cultists, armsmen had a bunch spare on them. Some of the crew have them as well.
I'd hope that we can trust her enough to not shoot
I
us
mean, you
viciously
could
in the
just
arm.
give her a gun with no ammo in it. That could be a baby step
Could,
up.
but I would quite like her to be alive, potentially.
Tell you
Or
what,
you-
I'll see if I can grab you some extra ammo, because all auto guns pretty much use the same ammunition type.
Yep.
For rarity. And
Yep,
I'd like to
pretty
get
much.
some extra heavy rounds.
Cool.
Okay,
Are you taking John with you, by the way, as well?
John's not mine, so
Yeah,
it's
I think.
Richard's department.
Okay.
I think at the moment it's nearly 1 o'clock in Serbia, so
Oh yeah. Oof.
well, on to the random table again. Maybe we'll find something weird this time. God damn, I'm rolling like shit on this.
Oof.
Okay, that is what, 3 degrees of 2 or 3 degrees, ice 2 degrees. Twice on the table minus 10 again.
Oof. You opening another loot box?
That's what you gave me.
Oof.
Using the regimental table for this shit was the worst mistake we may have ever made.
Oof.
On one hand, it's completely worthless. On the other hand, it's really addictive.
Ugh.
Okay, let's see what that is. What? 23. 12 spare components used for routine servitor maintenance.
Oh, those are
That's
might be
weirdly
good.
useful.
Yeah.
And 50.
Useful, yeah.
Oh, here we go. A case of 40 power packs sized to fit las guns and standard kit. Give her one of the las
Wow.
guns.
Yeah. There you
yeah,
go.
she can have my las.
She
borrow
can
my
have a las
carbine.
gun. Yep. Or a las carbine, is it?
You know,
Actually,
I've got a high
I
quality
have
las
a-
carbine, or a good quality.
I have a common last pistol I don't use. She can have it.
Okay,
So,
just
like
load
this-
her up with las
as I said.
weapons.
these aren't mine. I just get to open them. These are hers by right. Here is your box of 40 cartridges for your las gun.
You'll need a wheelbarrow.
She just... she kind of looks a bit quizzled, but is like, I won't say no to a firearm. And she just grabs a bunch of power packs to go with it, along with the las pistol. Just kind of straps them all to her. Because the thing about the Navy is they don't really use las weapons that often, but they are still trained to use them, so...
Can Jimmy grab a couple?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I didn't even
Yeah,
know you
Jimmy
had those.
just-
there are 40 of them. We could not conceivably. Each of these is like 100 rounds.
You could probably outfit a squad of like 20 dudes with these, maybe.
I believe that is like a legion scale quantities.
Yeah.
I think Woss can get like his own little regiment of cultists at this point.
40 packs would be 40 shots in my hot shot list.
I really love how in this campaign everyone's gone for the acolyte build of just getting more minions, more. Gotta catch
I
them
love
all.
that. Okay, 40 is on the vast quantity.
Yeah, Legion's like over 100, I think.
Yeah.
Which is like whole regiments and shit. And companies to outfit.
And
One is just simply called impossible, and the word impossible is misspelled.
Nice. That's what I like to see.
It's IMPPOSIBLE. Impossible.
So, humanoids of various different persuasions. Shall we go and check out what we can see on the comm feed? Is the active hangar, and then after that, we'll search the rest of the area and make sure it's all secure.
There you go. Oh shit, I should give Jane over to you, Skog. I'll give her
You know-
permissions to move her.
You know, one of the funny things about the fucking Shalnesh gifts of Shalnesh table is that one of the gifts is you grow a penis,
No, you.
or or a vagina, if you're a man.
Yeah,
Like
hermaphrodite.
Let's hoping that one doesn't come up.
That way you can literally go fuck yourself.
Right.
Or if it
I'm
does,
gonna,
I don't mind now.
So I'm going to drop the safety on my heavy stubber and take the point. And ask the nice gentleman at the door to open it, please.
Yes, sir. And the door slides away, and you may proceed.
My bike on standby.
Keep your motor running.
It's got a Vox operation, so I can just call it in and it drives to me.
Fox operate vehicles, nice.
What's the pathfinding like? Can it navigate doors, or is it like a Roomba?
It is basically I hit a button and I just kind of. I've got an Atari controller, I imagine.
Cheeseoid hates self. Why Cheeseoid exist? Alright, if you want to cover me, I'm gonna trundle on over. Gonna quickly test the rev switch on my gauntlet. Make sure that's all buzzing nicely. Gonna nice and loudly rack the bolt on the stubber. You know, make it nice and obvious that we're here, sort of thing.
I do enjoy the cautiousness of you all.
I mean, I'm surprised this thing's not just going to explode of its own accord.
Okay.
You walk into the room, it explodes. What explodes? The room explodes.
Okay.
Just like Nuka's perception tests. This is a room.
Okay. I'm going to make an awareness test
Yep.
to notice anyone hiding.
Okay. Make a neutral
first I'm gonna
awareness
make-
test.
But first, I'm gonna make a power to give myself a bonus.
Yep.
I'm just gonna roll it raw, to be honest.
Yeah.
God damn it. I'll roll a success one day.
It's fucking raw. It's...
My
Oof.
face went, I had
And-
no points in awareness, but still passed.
Okay. You see.
Fuck.
Okay. For some reason, Ballard and Johanna just are completely confuzzled. They look at this and go, "It's a Valkyrie."
And then I go big brain intellectual with my half a point of success. That's a vendetta.
Ugh. No. It is in fact a Valkyrie gun dropship. It has a multi-laser on the front. And it also has some Hellstrike missiles at the side. Or Hellstorm, I can't remember what variant it is. Fuck it, G-Dubs just keeps using the same names for everything.
If I had my codex to hand.
Yeah, it doesn't
Hang
matter.
on, I've got one. I have one D4 gen open, so Hell Fury missiles.
Oh, fuck off, G-Dubs. Like, I'm pretty sure there is a Hellstrike and Hellstorm.
Yeah, Hellstrike is, I believe, the... Oh no, that's the Death Strike. That's the big missile.
There probably
Yeah,
is a
Deathstrike.
Hellstrike somewhere in an obscure book.
I think, I want to say the Hellstrike is the one-shot missile you can put onto the tanks.
Yes, it
that's,
is.
that's the Hunter. No, you're thinking of the Hunter Killer missiles.
Hunter Killer, oh fuck. Those things are good, but they're kind of expensive.
They're just,
It's
they're
10
just really
points
long
for a
range.
shot.
10 points for a single shot cracker missile.
They're fun for the memes. Okay, so
Magnetized, good decision. Also, Dom has fallen out.
Dom has gone to bed, I think.
Yes. Dom has left the building. I'm gonna say Jimmy basically is like, oh, see you lads, and he just goes back to his patrols. Like, he basically escorts you guys there to make sure everything's fine with his boys. And let's carry on.
As he didn't say anything, I reckon his internet's probably dropped, but
Whatever.
he can be nearby.
He can, yeah.
So, I'm going to use the infantryman approved approach, as I've been reading through the primer in like my downtime, to nudge open the presumably slightly open doors with the barrel of my gun.
Okay.
See if I'm assuming that it's got its doors and its back ramp shut.
Yes. However,
Concern.
they are unlocked, as far as you can tell. So with a bit of maybe a security test, you can unlock it. Well, you can open it,
yeah.
rather. Make a security test at plus 20.
Neutral test.
60.
So at plus 20, it's failure by 7.
Yeah, but I'm gonna say you do manage to get it open. It just takes you a bit longer, and you have to kind of really fucking fiddle around with it for a bit before it comes out. One of you basically
It's like a
just
lift
walks
door.
over and
you
helps.
keep pressing it and nothing happens for fucking ages.
Yeah, but then one of your buddies comes over and kind of gives you a hand with it, so... Do you know what? I'll tell you what happens. Jane kind of is like, here, let me have a go. And she just fucking presses some and it opens.
It's a trap to fool Xenos. But the button that says close is really the button that opens it.
Okay. Do you wish to
Xenos
head
can't
inside?
read Imperial. Yeah, sure. Let's step inside the strange van with the panelled out windows.
Okay. There are no weapons like at the side, as this was built mainly for use by the Imperial Navy in the Void.
Yeah, you don't need heavy stubbers in the void.
Nope. They're fucking useless.
Yep. Because you need the doors open.
Make all of you make awareness checks to search the interior of the aircraft. Neutral ones.
Any modifier?
Neutral ones.
Yay, finally. I rolled a 77 again.
Okay. Oof. Okay. Ursula and Johanna kind of bumble around a bit, trying to like look for cool things. Mostly they just find metal plates, seats, more metal plates, seats, and not much else that's interesting.
It's like they fitted it out as a transporter.
Voss Ballard, on the other hand, notices some cupboards towards the roof of the thing, using his keen soldier senses. They are locked, however.
Like 30 feet away.
Yes. I'm sorry, I'm just going to move it. There you go. So one of you may attempt to have a look at these and open them.
Scrutiny, I suppose?
Yep. Make a plus 10 scrutiny check.
Cupboard.
Oh, 1 degree of success. You notice there are some keypads that will let you unlock them. And also some manual, like, hinges if all goes badly. You can, there you go.
Oh, hi, Dom.
We have breached the Valkyrie. That's it.
Oh, good.
So basically, you could attempt a security test to open them electronically, or you could just bust these open, but you might damage the stuff inside if you try and do that later.
Jane! Don't suppose you could help us out here?
Very well. She...
Well,
You get first dibs, by the way.
Nice.
That's how this works.
I think I know
while
what's in
they're
these,
doing
but... Yeah, what?
while they're doing that, A character is going to target the general room with a send thoughts, or however you say it.
Thoughts?
With thoughts sending, and targets everything, and targets every living being in this room.
In the room and also outside, or just this singular bay?
Just the room.
Okay, not the
Just this hangar.
not the security dudes outside. Okay.
Jane is a smart puppy.
Okay. I'll resolve Gren's thing first, just as she's doing this.
She's just going to send a message to every single creature within this room, and she's going to say, "We know you're in there. Just come out, and we won't harm you."
Doubt.
And I'm going to make a charm test with that thought sending, actually.
Okay.
Yes! It actually
It's
worked.
a pass. Technically, like my degree.
Oh.
Oh, laugh.
It's 1 degree of success.
Okay.
Yeah, that's close.
Basically, Gren, you pull off this thing quite well. All your party members are, hear this, and they're somewhat pleased by your charm attempt. However, there's no response from inside the ship. However, Jane is somewhat more calm now. She was quite on edge still, because she's not really familiar with you guys, but she's lost her edge somewhat now after that charm test. And her thought, yeah.
Edge, boy.
Yeah.
Essentially, the charm test was to I guess it would have been deceive, I suppose.
Yep.
But she was essentially trying to tell anyone who might be hiding to just come out, and the charm test was to make her seem, like she's not actually, like she doesn't have any non-threatening.
Yeah.
Besides, she doesn't actually know what you guys. She thinks that if they actually did come out, you guys would just either kill them or imprison them anyway. So, 50-50 chance he was speaking the truth.
Hey, we need more recruits. We lost too many men in that battle.
There was no one.
Use leg reattached.
No one was hiding. However, Jane is a little bit calmer now thanks to your efforts. So, yeah.
So you continue to try and jimmy open the fucking cabinet.
Yeah, Jane has managed to open.
Jimmy opens the cabinet.
Jimmy probably wouldn't know how to open this, to be fair, as well.
It's called a key, dipshit.
She presses a few buttons, and the cabinet opens, and a few things fall out.
It's grenades.
No, it's not a fucking
like a
Viet Cong grenade trap inside of Valkyrie. Basically, there are some grav chutes inside the cabinet. I'm just going to make a roll. There are 10.
Nice.
There are 10 grav chutes up for grabs. You also
Everyone
find...
gets a crash.
We will summon the wheelbarrow.
Ooh, another 10. Ooh. Is this the roll 20 fucking giving me high rolls because no one's playing it?
I mean, I got 2 consecutive 77s, so...
You also find 10 good quality void suits.
Ooh. So now we can walk in space.
Yes.
Good quality.
You also find a bunch of municipal supplies, fucking food, rations, survival gear.
So it's
basically more of what you already have. It's nothing particularly worth
noting. So stuff that can just go into the general stores of the ship.
Yeah.
So we've been able to
bit
find
of ammo as well.
So we've been able to find void suits that are the type that aren't that encumbering.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Also, quick question: is any of this stuff that's going to go bad if we just leave it in here?
Not really, no, you could probably leave most of the
Cool.
stuff
I'm
in
gonna
here.
say we should just leave this in here, just in case, you know, we have to make a quick getaway.
No.
And you know,
True.
void suits are always a good idea in a small light aircraft that goes into the fucking like depths of space.
I will say you managed to get in the cockpit as well, and it's pretty much undamaged for the most part. You're not too sure if the ship can run. One of the crewmen comes over and tells Jimmy and says that the engine seer took a look at it, and one of her assistants as well, and they couldn't quite get it working. But it was like a non-essential task. She's just been busy with repairs. So with a bit of jury rigging and maybe hacking through some of the codes and so forth, you could probably get this thing running. Presume there's no
I feel
damage.
the machine spirit's voice.
Basically.
I'm pretty sure I've got the interface tech on me to just
Yeah.
try and do a tech use test, see if I can chat with the machine spirit.
Yeah. You can try that. The controls are essentially locked out for the moment, but you can try and unlock
So
them again.
I'm gonna do a. Da, da, da.
Yeah. I'm going to say the lore roll gave you some bonuses. You managed to get the controls online again. There's still a bit of power running through the Valkyrie, because it was kind of in standby mode for the most part.
The batteries. No one's left the lights on. The batteries have gone dead.
No. They haven't been that careless with it. In fact, you suspect the priest may have been able to... Valenia may have actually turned off some of the power systems, but
Cool.
she couldn't quite get full control over it. She didn't really have the time, so... Regardless, it's online now.
Cool. Voss, can you fly spaceships?
Yes, actually.
Cool. Can you see if you can turn this thing on?
Yeah, sure. I'll see if I can get the engine to turn
See if
over.
the engine to take over. Yeah. Don't
Okay.
stand right behind it or right in front of it, would be my advice to everyone else. I'll be over here. Come on, Jane. Oh.
Oh, you're inside, Jane.
Can't believe you've done this.
I stole it immediately.
Maybe
Jimmy
get
just
off the
like
bike.
Okay.
walks out the room.
You basically... You manage to, yes, start it up essentially, but then you try and get a little bit of flight in it, and the rotors just kind of give out because you fuck up something, and it just it basically
Then
hovers
suddenly
for
a giant
the
ball of
VTOL.
flame.
It hovers for a little bit and then it just thumps down to the floor again. You're like, oh shit! You couldn't get it off.
Hang on. I got this.
You try once again, and you manage to
This
get
is
up
getting
a little
embarrassing.
bit, but then it just plummets again down to the floor, and it crashes a little bit harsher this time. There's no damage according to the status screen, but you probably shouldn't keep doing this. You might need to look at the engines or something.
Boss, should it be tied to the floor like that?
Oof.
I think that's what it is, anyway.
I hope it's just that, otherwise we might have bigger problems.
Anyway,
Got us-
it works. Let's start checking out the rest of this place, and we'll let the Lord Cyclops come have a look at this when he's back from his lunch break.
Yeah, you feel, Voss, that it definitely works. However, you think the engine might be like cutting out as soon as you try and put any more juice to it. Basically, that's what's happening. So you may need a tech expert to have a look
cries
at
out in pain.
it. Yeah. Okay. Besides that, there's not much else in the landing bay. In this one, anyway.
So, shall we just do a general purpose, I don't fucking know, awareness check to look through the hangar?
You may, if that's what you wish.
So instead, I can't really see anything marked on the map at the moment.
No. You can speak to the crew and speak to Jimmy. And basically, the other hangar bays are pretty much empty. There's a couple of debris from the battle. Some of the ones further along aren't very stable because they've suffered hull breaches. But these three are mostly intact.
I know a little bit of blood spatter here and there, but that's good.
Basically, yeah. You do notice a little bit on the blood, a little bit of blood on the floors as you're walking around this hangar bay as well. So there was a bit of a skirmish. Okay. Is there anything else you'd like to do in this area before I move some stuff along?
No, I think we're done here. Just chat with the security guys for a bit. Just
yeah,
make them not feel quite so lonely.
Cool.
As they stand.
I'm just gonna issue some guards to just keep general security on the Valkyrie. Make sure none of the stupid cultists do anything stupid.
You got it, boss. And they just, heed your orders quite well.
Undivided soldiers. Not a single one of them actually bleeds into dark arts.
Well, that's the thing. This is how this kind of whole story's been going so far. The crewmen.
The one undivided ship in the world.
Yeah. The crewmen are way more disciplined than the actual cultists that follow Lord Cyrus. They can actually do their jobs.
And that's what Jimmy likes.
Yeah.
I mean, we have the Anne captain as our fucking leader.
Yeah, there's that as well.
That's true.
Jimmy just thinks, what the fuck can we do? It's a space marine.
True.
It's literal superhuman.
He's one of the few space marines still alive as well, so it's like... Anyway, is there anything I forgot to wrap up with you guys before you want to head out? I don't know if I forgot any of your crafting or stuff you wanted to do.
I think I just need to make one last charm check.
Yeah,
I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind going for a bit of the old crafting. Get some relate that one round I used.
Yep.
Get some boxing rounds maybe.
I'll just take you all back to the mess hall for now, just while we do this.
Look up how crafting actually works in this game.
Yeah, crafting's not too complicated from what I remember.
It's mostly time.
It's mostly time, and it's mostly if you've got the right components, you could make it.
So is it later at night now?
Yeah, it's getting towards the evening now, pretty much, and you're just kind of finishing up.
At least we think so.
When the ship is 3 kilometers long, days are kind of meaningless.
Yeah, there is... Ships do have their own day and night cycle, though, so you can get your sleep in and have a bit of normality to as you run things. So people do refer to it as day and night.
So right now, Jimmy's in the process of getting drunk.
Okay. Jimmy gets Oh, Ziv, are you gonna help with the converting the cultists, or are you just gonna get wasted too?
Well, weren't we doing that daily? Haven't we already done it today? Or...
So Stu, Colt leader Johanna confirmed?
Screw it. I'll join in.
Yeah, you've basically made good strides towards fucking getting these guys converted. You've made even more progress today, and things are starting to look up for getting some loyal followers. So,
but yeah, Sue's gonna join in. Should I adjust the modifier?
Yeah, just plus 20 again, like you did before.
Yeah. Are we? Oh.
Okay. You have a bit
well,
of...
he wasn't too intimidating today.
Yeah, you had a bit of an off day today. You tried to look scary and shit, but you kind of just came off as really grouchy and tired. Like, that kind of angry where you're not really... You're angry, but you're not intimidating to people. They just think you're being an asshole kind of thing.
Yeah.
that kind of thing.
Join chaos.
Well.
We got titties.
Yeah, that's basically why I'm there for
Okay.
the helping.
That's more the charm, not really the intimidation.
I will. By
We
the way,
got
Skog,
loot. We
if you heal all your wounds, by the way, I'm going to say you all have
Yep.
healed
I
through the
think I already
natural
have,
resting.
so.
Join the Sinesh and you'll probably have a pair of titties of your own one day. They might be part of you though.
Okay,
Oh.
Voss,
Growing out the wall.
you were trying to make something, I believe.
What?
Yeah, Bill was trying to make some of his armor skill.
Okay, that is the roll for my toxin rounds.
What kind of caliber are you doing these in?
50.
For your heavy rifle, okay.
All the advantage of the heavy rifle is it has so much mass. I can literally just drill a small divot in the side.
Did you make a specific quantity, or did you just want to make as many as you could?
Make a mag's worth.
Okay. Yeah, you get a mag full of tox rounds, I'll say. Well done.
Oh, it's Master Splinter.
Let me just look up the rules. It's 1d10 plus 5 damage, isn't it? For the rifle. Is there any, you're doing regular rounds or man-stopper rounds?
These are just regular toxin rounds.
Toxin rounds.
Can't really combine the two unless I'm...
Do you have Medicae or chemistry or something like that?
I do not have Medicaid, but I know
Need
people
somebody
do.
dead?
Yeah, I may need to borrow someone who does.
Civ can assist.
The advantage here is that I've basically got a knockoff Nurgling rigged up to a like hand lotion pump.
Yeah, pretty much.
Skog, what
So
modifier do
Skog-
you use?
Skog tries to assist you with the toxins, but he's kind of like, I don't work with toxins very often, I guess, or something like that. It doesn't really help you and just kind of bumbles around with it. Does anyone else want to try and roll to help Voss out with the toxins?
So wants to.
Okay.
What's the modifier?
I will give you plus 10 this time because you've come along, seen what's happened, and gone, oh no, you were doing it all wrong. Hey! The man from the trenches knows how poisons work. How fitting.
I'm just going to make a general purpose charm check to get him motivated.
You're motivated.
What?
Motivated.
I love how this has become a communal thing to get these toxin rounds going.
Can I get a? Do I get another? Do I get another bonus to that aside from my charming voice?
Just plus 10, I'll give you. That's it.
I mean, if we can get a good system for making these, I got a heavy stubber.
Okay.
Gotta get those tox rounds.
Rub this Nurgling over that belt of ammo.
Okay.
Just has it throw up into the box.
I mean, Civ's gotta become a roguelite one way or another.
Okay. Thanks to all your efforts as a team, these rounds would have originally been Toxic 1. They now have the Toxic 2 quality thanks to Ziv's pointers. Your rounds now have the Toxic Tool special rule. They're fairly potent, in fact.
Nice.
And then you just have fucking Johan in the background cheerleading.
You can do this, you can.
Good news is you've now set up a basis, and you could probably make more of these rounds for other guns in the future if you've got enough juice from this mutant.
I don't know how long I imagine it. Well, that guy's like probably. Did that guy manage to get his leg reattached?
You will find
Oh,
that
yeah,
out in
checked
the
on that.
future.
I'll just tell the doc if you're not having it, chuck it in the cage.
I will come to that in the future.
That's where we can put all the medical waste.
Yeah, pretty much to keep that thing fed and keep it producing fucking guns and stuff.
Little pet nerd light.
Okay. As you all do this at the end of the day and then you go to bed, you all wake up in the middle of the night because First Officer Dillard cops you all as a ship-wide announcement saying, "Attention crew, all hands prepare for warp exit."
Jimmy is still drinking at this point.
Okay. Jimmy just didn't go to sleep.
He's just like, he has his arm around some fucking cultist or something, and he's like, dude, imagine Abaddon, just spoiler. He has the skull of a space marine, and he just throws it on the ground and says, "I'm going to Chaos Land."
Chaos theme park. Oh no. Oof. Jimmy has many grand aspirations.
I'm belting myself into my bed, and upon hearing that sentence, strongly consider belting my throat.
Oof.
Just rigging it to the ceiling so when the warp jump stops and inertia catches up with me, I'm just fucking lynched on the spot. But not today, old friend.
Johanna is going to do what all psychers aboard ship are required to do near warp exits, and that is that she's going to go to a place where she can sit down to meditate, and she's going to assist in the warp exit.
Okay. You.
Sid is going to run around and panic because now he can't piss in the warp.
Oof. Oof.
So that's basically, I think that's just a focus power test.
Yes. Make a neutral focus power test. You can use your psi focus as well to help.
Didn't help much.
No. You try to kind of reach out a little bit to kind of calm the sort of the tides of the warp as you just exit and assist Lady Selene as she has the ship exit. But it doesn't really do much to help. It's still a bit of a juttery exit as you're just kind of bolted out of the warp suddenly.
I'm going to say I'm still distracted by the demon, or at least the memories of him.
Yeah, like you try again, but then you just see that face, the crow's face once again. You're like, oh no.
The crow of judgment.
Yes.
I gotta be.
Bird of judgment, indeed.
It's a burb. You see that face in your dreams.
Oh god.
I'm just gonna share this with the chat. Oof. Okay. Basically, as this is going on, he once again hear Dillard go, "Attention all hands, we are now in real space. Tend to your posts."
Jimmy goes to the bathroom, makes himself get sick, and goes right to his bed.
Such a dutiful lad, Jimmy.
While running to his post, he grabs a cup of recaf.
Yep. What would the rest of you like to do?
Johanna's going to shake her head, and she's immediately going to run towards the closest, one of those thick windows to look out.
Okay.
I'm working on the basis that Lord Cyclops will be in engineering, so I will join him there.
Yep.
If he is not there for whatever reason, I will join Jimmy in security.
Okay, I'll pick Jane.
Sid's gonna take whatever alcohol he can, look out the window, and just mourn the possibility of a warp piss.
Okay.
You degenerate.
Basically,
Think of the possibility.
Gren and Zev look out at one of the main viewports now that on the outer hulls of the ship, now that the You're in real space. The Geller field's been dropped. Void shields have been dropped for the moment. You can now clearly see this. You are inside a nebula in space.
The mess hall.
Sorry, I haven't transitioned. Oh, fuck.
Yep, I'm just looking at the stream. It's all good.
Yeah, looking at the stream too. Damn.
Looks nice.
I am not.
I am not.
This is why we only have 8 people watching. Disappointed.
Diddy.
Not even any dislikes. Specials.
Okay,
Did you transition us
there's...
over?
There we
Thank
go.
you.
Oh yeah, Mega Saber, they're asking the important question in the chat. If you're already a man, could you grow 2 penises? So you'd have 3?
Oof.
Asking the big questions, definitely.
Yeah.
Okay, as you can see, you're now in a nebula in real space. It's... well, what you choose to do with this information is up to you.
I fell out. Oh.
Oh no.
Wow.
Okay,
Would it be impractical to make a player character for the ship using the Ritualist Nice Drawing?
you're more
Or
than
is that
welcome to
just
do
me?
that, yes, because there are
Unnecessary
stats for
overkill.
ships in Rogue Trader. I don't think he'll work with the sheet, but we're more than welcome to make a character.
I was
but
thinking
not-
more just so you can have something to stick on the map.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a placeholder.
I'll do that tomorrow, probably.
I'm not helping.
No, it's a good idea. Okay. Jimmy, you
Yo.
are now on the bridge. You've taken your post. Thor looks over you. Kinda smells the booze on you, you think. But he just shrugs it off, like... Late night again, huh, Lieutenant?
Oh, it was night. Ugh.
Yes. No matter. We are now in real space, and, well... Things are a bit concerning, Jimmy.
Thank whatever gods there is for that. What is it, sir?
It appears, I've had a word with Lady Selena, and we are not at the coordinates that Lord Strikes provided us. We seem to be somewhere else. I'm not too sure. I'm looking over our charts now to figure out where we are exactly. You give me a hand with that, Jimmy?
Yeah, sure. Silver lining, we're not in the middle of a sun.
Yay!
Indeed, we could have exited in a much worse place.
Like inside a planet.
Basically, Dom, I'm just going to do the roll for you. It's basically a Navigate Stellar check. I'm going to give you plus 20, so you've got the instruments, and Diller's kind of assisting you. Hey, that's pretty good. You have deduced...
Oh shit, what?
You have deduced that you... Basically, Diller looks over the charts and he kind of goes, yes, I agree. We seem to have ended up in the Araxis system. That's way off course.
Of course, the warp never makes anything easy, does it, sir?
Also, the navigator having a concussion.
Yes. And he's like, it's not Imperial territory, but not exactly close to home, though. It's, yeah, seems to be an edge of the vortex somewhat. Jimmy, do me a favor. Could you have a look through our records and see what we can find out about Araxis?
Yes, sir.
Captain.
So just do like a knowledge check or something.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can helping.
Yeah, you guys can help out as well. He kind of relays some of this to you through the Vox.
Johanna has gone to the bridge after seeing that there isn't a planet outside.
I don't know if my lore check helps with that.
You try your
I
best.
based it off of the system we started the game in, and I don't know if, well,
Wait, are we in a different system now?
Yes, we're
Yeah.
in real space now.
Well, my check
Oh
is
no,
useless.
no. I mean like I thought we were in Dark Heresy.
Nah, don't worry.
This became an only war campaign overnight.
Yes, of course.
You re-enter real space to find that the rules have changed substantially.
Yes. We are now playing first edition Dark Heresy, and God help you all.
I mean, my gun doesn't have as much ammo in it anymore.
If it's first edition Dark Heresy, I'm just gonna eat a grenade now.
There are no fucking
uh,
logistics rules. You have to literally buy things with money, and it's terrible.
Don't mind
What
me. I'm just going
money?
to use. I'm
Why
just
was-
going to use thoughts and unfettered 100 times until I get a total annihilation on the warp charge.
Okay. Basically, Jimmy, you managed to figure out that, with everyone's help, that this used to be an Imperial world at some point, but it fell quite a long time ago, and the records just kind of stop after that. Bear in mind, you are mostly using Imperial records with a few recent ones.
Any idea what I fell to?
Make me... Okay, do you want me to roll it for you, by the way, Dom?
Yeah, sorry, dude. I'm actually working on some college work. Right
No,
now,
that's fine.
but I'm using the checker.
You have... Oh yeah, I forgot you had a lot of good knowledges.
Yeah, it's almost as if that's why I fucking
That's your character.
base all my characters around.
Okay,
Lest by siege.
we're going to give you a Forbidden Lore test of the Long War and Horus Heresy. Okay. You don't quite know who it fell to, but you think it was one of the fallen legions of Astartes. Took the planet at some point.
Alright, so I just relay the fact, sir, I think this was taken by Chaos a long time ago. From what I
Huh.
remember my studies.
Don't know what legion. Could be good, could be bad.
Seeing that
I
we're
don't
in
know,
real
sir.
space.
I think we'll find out soon enough.
Yes. I will relay this to our colleagues.
Seeing that we're back in real space, Johanna is going to make a sanitions check to detect psychic oddities and try her best to avoid detecting the fact that they just exited.
You making a Sinusians check outside into space, essentially.
Yeah.
Give me... You can do that on a plus 10. Because the nebula interferes a little bit with your senses.
One moment, just.
Yep. Oof.
Okay, I don't get a plus 10 bonus from that, but I do still get the other one.
Yep.
E.
Okay. The nebula you're in is mostly deserted, as far as you can tell. There's just lots of empty void between you and the rest of the system.
Like the nearest fucking psychic presence.
Yeah, I mean, you detect, your astropaths and so forth, and other signatures aboard your own ship, but
Beyond the obvious.
Yeah, beyond the obvious, you don't really detect a psychic presence, but you get a strange feeling that there is something else out there in the void. But you're not really sure what.
Fucking Tyranids voice.
Leviathan. But not the Hive Fleet with Sky Whale
Well,
dabs on Lozzie.
she's going to say via the comms this time to the was going to say, um, psychically speaking, I can't really sense much, though. This is mostly just a feeling, but I think there's something out there, relatively close.
I will take your suggestion under advisement, Lady Johanna. Dillard basically says a few things in the comm to, what do you call it? I forgot her name, Chief Engineer Valenia, that's it. To basically try and raise the void shields of the ship, just in case you guys do have to get ready for combat, but he seems to kind of go have a bit of back and forth with her. And he relays to you guys via Vox. My lords, ladies, we are drifting at impulse speed towards the nearest habitable system. Let's just hope the legion there that took the world long ago is somewhat aligned to us, shall we say, and our cause. The speed is a bit slow. The impulse engines are still quite badly damaged, as is our generators, so we can't quite bring the shields back online fully yet. And our impulse speed is a little slow, but I think we should be able to get out of this nebula in a few days. And once we're past the field, we should have a straight course to the planet. Maybe we can hail them at that point as well. Any questions, my lords and ladies?
Negative.
Very
No.
good. Stay alert.
Are they word bearers?
I have no knowledge of that, sadly. Our records... We haven't been able to place from our records who specifically took the world. All we know is it was some kind of fallen legion, shall we say.
Chaos insurgency.
I'll be ready for them.
So basically, is there anything... I'll wrap this up very shortly, but I just want to show something before we end. Is there anything you guys specifically want to do quickly, or are you all kind of just about ready to...
Jimmy will just tell his men to have a higher general security level.
Yeah,
Just
raise the
real
security level
space.
up a bit. Cool. Sounds good. So as you guys are presumably just getting ready and just a little on edge by the development of the warp exit, Valenia comms you, Skog, and is like, Lord Ursula, come in, please.
At once.
Bring
Well,
your colleagues, if you please, as well.
Which set?
Your higher ranking colleagues. There's something that
Those ones.
concerns
Right.
me. Yeah.
Right away, sir. Switches comm channel. Yells at the slot to wander over to engineering when they can.
Yep. Presume you all head down.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah, basically you're on your way down. And Valenia just relays some more details to you all and says, I am picking up strange signatures in the hangar bay where the Valkyrie dropship was located. I was wondering if you could assist the security teams in investigating.
Fuck, they rigged the thing to explode, didn't they?
Is there anything on the comm feeds, or is it just?
Yeah, Jimmy will vox ahead and ask for a report from his hangar team.
Please don't be dead. Please don't be
One
dead,
of
please
the hangar guys picks up and he's like, "Hey, boss. Yeah, Chief Engine Seer's right. There's been some funny stuff happening on our scanners down here. We're trying to pin it down now, but some of these areas of the ship are Not exactly habitable. There's been some hull breaches along some of the bays, but we'll keep an eye out for anything going down.
Hold up.
Any orders?
Right.
Home breaches in the warp.
Just
Hull breaches
Keep it
from
off
the
gates.
battle before.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's nothing new, but it's nothing good. Right then, let's load
it
up. Get the fuck out in there. Let's try and stick to non-lethal rounds where possible. Let's go.
Okay, I will just transition you very shortly. That's not the right one, but you'll soon see. There we go. Because you can't drag the whole thing, unfortunately, across all the scenes. So yeah, basically place yourself back down where you were before.
How do I do that again?
I'll do it for you, it's alright.
Oh, sorry. Sorry about that.
No, it's fine.
I've still got control of Jimmy, if you need me to do anything.
Cool. So you bring Jane with you as well, I take it.
Yeah, if she wants to come along, I'm assuming she's kind of has to.
Yep. Ziv, Iona. Am I missing someone? Oh, you
Bill?
Skog. No, Bill's there.
It's quite a big screen to look at. I'm trying to find it.
Basically, these two boys meet you there as you come down the corridor, and they give you all salutes, and they salute Jimmy, of course. And they're like, we have another patrol in the main corridor. They can give you a full report. We will, unless you have any other standing orders, boss, we are going to hold this doorway just to cover your escape retreat if needs be, just to be safe, you know.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Make sure you get ready to shut the door in a hurry. If you hear a faint hiss, shut the door and don't open it, and use the internal comm system to find out what's on the other side.
Will do, boss.
Last thing we want is you guys getting sucked off in space.
Of
That's
course.
the Sneshy's job. Aha.
Standard operating procedure, boys. You know
Who
what
wants
to do.
point?
Sure do, boss.
And by who wants point, I mean who wants the left and right points, because I want to go straight up the middle. Makes a fisting action in the air with the chain-fisted arm.
Ivana giggles.
I'll go left flank.
I'll take
Got my
whatever.
back? You got my back, Jane?
Of course. And she follows
Thank
up
you.
with you.
I'll stay slightly behind. Don't want to get in your way, now would I?
Whatever you see
We'll
best,
see.
just, you know.
Let's just get that report off the boys first.
Yep. So.
Head in when you're ready.
Quick question, guys. Should we have to scale further into the ship, remember that we've got those void suits and that Valkyrie. You know, it'll slow us down a bit, but, you know, risk and reward sort of thing.
Yeah, I'd rather not be vented into the vacuum of space.
Yeah, let's try and not just open doors at random. Apparently there's a patrol the other side of this door, so fingers crossed.
Okay. As you head through the door, the patrol off to your left clocks that you've arrived. And they start moving over to you guys.
Alright, boys. Tell me what's up.
Well, we're getting strange readings on our auspexes from the hangar base further down the line where the hull breach has occurred. Just really erratic movements, really fast, and it looks like it might be life signs, but we're not 100% sure. The scanners have been a bit spotty in this nebula, but we figured we would take precautions and put ourselves on alert. And we've reported this over to the engine seer, and she's reported it to you. So I was thinking, if I may suggest, sir, you have those. Do you have some void suits? Any spare void suits you guys could use?
Yeah, we got some ready.
Cool stuff.
Let's hope they fit.
You might want to go pick them up, and we're going to just head a little bit further into the ship.
Understandable.
And we'll
Right,
keep in comms with you. It'll be fine.
Yeah, give us like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Go cover the other entrances into the hangar. Get some men.
Yeah.
We'll
Have
do.
them cover other entrances, other exits. You know.
Right. Okay, we're on weird shit alert, so I want to stack up on every doorway and hope we don't get a grenade through it instead. Are you ready?
Okay, the
They put on the void suits and
So yeah, you make it inside the room with the Valkyrie. The patrol heads off to basically do what you said and kind of guard this far corridor off to the left. And keep their auspex up scanning. Ursula, you don't notice anything untoward. It seems like the room is exactly as you left it yesterday.
Good.
Hospallard is still rubbing sleep from his eyes.
it might be that fucking eye patch. Oh wait, this character doesn't have an eye patch.
People just keep drawing me with it.
So, after a fairly decent awareness check of the room, I'm assuming there's nothing terrible in here that's going to yeet on us immediately.
No, as far as you can see, no.
Oh, that's reassuring. All right. I'm going to ask Jane to open up the doors again.
She does.
And just suggest that in case of, sudden collapse of the fucking atmosphere, we close the doors while we're putting the suits on. Then at least if you get surprised and we've all got our armor off, we've got a bit more cover.
Oof. Okay.
Which reminds me, I meant to get her some flak armor. Oops.
She's picked some up. It's fine.
Okay.
Yeah. It's
I have
pretty.
a
There's a
set
lot
of
of it
buff
lying
lady
around.
fitted armor.
There's a lot of it lying around from the armsmen.
So it's going to take us a few minutes to get suited up because we've got to take off presumably all our armor, put on the void suits, put the armor back on over the top.
Yes. So you're all essentially
Otherwise,
wearing void suit kind of body glove things now, basically.
Yep.
And you've reattached all your armor and webbing to that suit now.
Yeah.
Okay, as you're doing this and just about finishing up, you hear the comm go for a couple of seconds. And he goes, "Boss, we're and it just cuts off.
Jimmy, could you check in on that, please?
That sounds bad.
Yeah, that sounds bad. You've got, I think, the highest level comm access of all of us, so
Alright, boys.
I'm just gonna buckle on my titty plate quickly and pick up my gun.
I zip up my pants and I box my boys, and it's like, come in. Are you still there? Anyone report?
Patrol 3 by the first door. Sir, we're still here. What's happening?
Seems to have lost contact with one of the other patrols. We'll keep you posted.
No worries. Would you like us to stay here and hold position?
Hold position and call some more men.
Yeah, I'm
Well,
gonna nudge
situation
Jimmy
here.
and say, "Don't open the doors
Yeah,
into the area."
don't open the doors. We are void suited up, so just keep a secure seal, but try and gather some more men just in case.
Aye, aye, sir. We'll summon backup.
What was that? What is that?
Don't know.
Sil looks towards the door.
These were good quality suits, were they?
They were, yes.
Yeah.
Good. So we don't have the agility penalty. Yay!
Stu?
Yeah.
Civ looks towards the door. Modifier or just plain?
Are you looking towards the Valk door or the door to the hangar bay you're already in?
Yeah, like looking towards where we enter.
It's still shut behind you. You don't see anything out of the ordinary if you were looking for it, so...
Okay, so I shouldn't roll awareness, or...
you can roll it if you like.
Bollocky, 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 bollocks,
Why
bollocks,
not?
bollocks, bollocks, bollocks. This is IC, by the way. So, let's go on a limb here. These ships, they're meant to carry 12 people, right? We found 10 void suits. Sounds like someone might have just vented the atmosphere. Where's 2 of the void suits? Also, who here is using solid projectile weapons that require oxygen to fire?
I pull out my last gun.
Okay, so I vox my guys again and
God knows how much did you take me for?
I just tell my guys that we have a possible 2 hostiles in void suits. Not sure yet if this is the situation, but suspects.
Yeah.
Roger
Be
that,
cautious.
boss. Keep an eye out.
Also, fun fact: solid slug rounds 100% still work in no atmosphere if you add an oxygen, any kind of like oxygen-containing compound to the powder.
Is that likely, considering like... Actually, no,
You
because they're
fight
sealed
in
cartridges,
fucking
aren't they?
Yeah, they're sealed
Sealed
cartridges. Fight in fucking space.
Then we're fine. I'm really dumb.
If anything, these are way more effective. Oh yeah, they are, aren't they?
Okay.
No wind resistance.
Oh. Alright then. That was me being dumb. Sorry about that. Let's... Fuck it. I'm just gonna be embarrassed and walk outside.
No solid projectiles. Oof.
Yeah. By the way, if this is is this well lit or is it dark?
It's moderately lit. There's some service lights all around. It's not too
I have
hard to
prey
see.
sense goggles.
Yep.
Good quality ones. So that jumps up by, I believe, another 20.
Cool. Okay. Let me know when you want to leave the hangar bay again.
I'm just awkwardly standing
I
by
will
the
end it
door,
very
kicking
soon,
my
Bill,
heels.
so don't worry.
Which side do you want to be on, Jimmy?
I don't know.
Left or right, basically.
Yes, left. Sure.
Right then. Boss, you're by the door. Could you open it, please? I don't want to fuck up any worse.
Okay, what I'll do is I'll use my data slate. Check out the door. Is there any interference to the door? Is any kind of locking system in place?
No. You've got the security
Yeah.
codes from the boys. You can
Then I'll
just
sit.
open
Then
it.
I'll sit on a 5-second timer, and it'll open of its own accord with all of us in place. Once I'll be here, but I'll be looking through.
I could probably reach from a mechadendrite if it's got manual controls, but embarrassment.
disappoint, folks. I'm going to be heading off soon.
Yep, no worries. I'm basically going to end this very shortly once you've gone through the door. So,
door opens.
okay. You wish to step out?
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Okay. I presume you will just do a swift clear of the room, like, with your weapons and so forth. Flat breach and clear
Yep.
thing. Well, just a sweep, rather, a room sweep. Okay.
Heavy stuff and intensify.
Eerily, everything seems to be the same as it was as you just came in a few 5-10 minutes ago. But you do see 2 dead corpses over there, with very fine wounds protruding from their heads. You can't quite make it out, but you do see the blood just pooling around their necks.
I would like to immediately roll whatever one of my knowledge skills would be most appropriate.
Okay.
I have Administratum War, Imperial Guard, and Tacticum Imperialis.
Okay. You
Gonna
may
roll
make a
tech
roll of one of
missile.
those if you wish.
Can I also roll Tactica Imperialis?
Yep.
Perhaps. Any modifier?
I'll give you both plus 10 actually, why not? It's not too hard to figure out what's
So-
happened. Yep. Yeah, you both deduced that these guys were taken out almost instantly with possibly silenced weapons or something that just doesn't make sound at all. And very, as I said, it's very clean, precise shots right to the neck. Almost fatal, the way they've hit the target. Like, almost completely fail, like, instantly, so...
Yay,
How do they
almost
have
paid.
time
No
to
idea what
box
caused this.
this?
But you're
How
not
do
too
they
sure on
have
the
time to
weapon
box this?
without getting closer, so...
I presume they heard something, looked around, and then got the yeet.
Most likely, yes.
This seems like a good time to have our Space Marines on hand.
Interesting that, isn't it? Would you like to proceed a little further to the corpses? You don't have to go all the way up, so...
I think
scope my
Siv's
rifle.
just gonna...
Yeah, if you
So it's
guys want
just
to
gonna-
keep positions, I'm happy to jog forwards.
Siv's
About
gonna
there, I
roll
think I can get to.
Siv's gonna roll on awareness, modifier 30, just in case.
Okay,
I'm going to be looking at the bodies with the scope.
cool.
Get to there, technically.
Okay. I'm going to basically end it
actually.
very, very shortly. Basically, Ziv. Do you just basically peer off into the corridor, Ziv?
Yeah, I was thinking more try to scour the room as much as I can, but yeah, with 30 that would actually be more like the corner, yeah, I guess.
Yes. Okay, so as you peer off into the, like, towards the bodies and a little bit towards the corridors further onwards, you make out a shadowy figure hiding quite well, but you do just manage to catch a glimpse of it. And it resembles... If I just bring the token up.
Well,
I'm just going to enlarge this for the stream.
What is that?
And
What? Is
Voss.
that a fucking Eldar?
That's
It's
an
a dark
aspect
elf.
warrior.
Voss,
Ah,
That's a
shit.
Dark Eldar, it's a
As
cable
you-
light.
as you look
Is
through
it-
your
oh.
scope at the wounds, you make out a thin needle where on their neck that just punctured right through. And I think, folks, we will leave it there for tonight. I hope you
So
all
we're
got
facing-
spooked on Spooky Week.
We're facing a 9-meter tall Dark Eldar.
Yeah, that's gonna be fun.
The Avatar of Cain. I
Don't
will
worry,
need
everyone-
2 shells for this one.
Don't worry, everyone's killed one of those things.
Yeah,
Wait.
the Avatar of Cain, the biggest fucking gets oofed
No,
on
Can't
every
wait to
time.
try that.
This is a Dawn of War 1 Avatar of Cain.
Oh, that's tough.
Stronger than the Bloodthirster with none of its weaknesses.
Yeah, because it didn't count as a demon or some bullshit like that. in
Yeah.
one of the later games.
Bloodthirster loses health over time. The Avatar of Cain regenerates it.
Oh, that's gonna be fun.
Okay, any final thoughts for you lovely people before we go?
I have
We're gonna
regret of
die.
being 24 meters ahead of the party.
Don't worry, I will reorganize the order a little bit once we actually get into the thing next week. So
Cool. You and your cliffhangers do.
yeah,
It's like you want the Space Marines to arrive.
maybe.
And the Wing Hussars arrive.
TBH, I was hoping for Space Marines.
When it's the
Yeah,
White
they'll turn up
Scars.
eventually, I'm sure.
This is more terrifying.
Do not rush into fucking Space Marine.
Yeah.
And with that, folks, we shall end it here. See you very soon, and happy spooky week or month, whatever. Halloween spooky.
See you next time.
Do the
Ciao.
spoopy little ones.
Oof.